counts. Register now.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi 97.3. More variety.
The city is alive on 97.3.
Citi 97.3. Accra.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Something you've been giving will help create something else you've been promised. That's the definition of a seed. Something you've been giving to help create something else you've been promised. Now, this has been used in the context of giving of offerings, but that's not really what it means. So, for example, you have time. It's a gift you've been giving to create something else you've been promised, relationships. So if you spend time on meaningful conversation, you develop useful relationships. So time is the ultimate seed, right? Everybody was given 24 hours. In a sense, money is also a seed. But I like the seed of time, because time can even create money, because you can invest your time in doing something productive and you are paid in money. So he says, everything you have exchanged time for. And most of the things you don't have, you have been unwilling to exchange time for. It's serious. So something you've been giving. So there will never be a day where you have nothing. Because even if you don't have money, you have time. You've been giving people as well. You've been giving gifts. You've been giving wisdom. You've been giving natural abilities and attributes. So just like human beings, companies also have resources. And I think the most valuable resource of a company is its people. Because we use this example. You can buy a car today and in 3 years it depreciates. But you can hire a student today and in 4 years they become a manager. It means human beings can appreciate more than all other assets. So if you are wise, you will invest in your best resource, which is people. How do you invest in them? Give them time. Time is the best resource. It's a great thought, inspired by the words of Mike Murdoch. We call it Business Sense. It's brought to you by ADB. We have a fantastic loan offer for those who want to go to the next level. We extend the tenor of your loan. We give you a lower interest rate. And all of this you can reach us on 0302210210 to discuss. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more. Oh, I love it. Everything you have exchanged time for. Everything you do not have, or most of the things you do not have, you have been unwilling to exchange time for. So time is the currency of life, which is why when a person lives and dies, they write the time of their life. So when I went to Codex, they wrote 1978 to 2024. So your life can be summarized in time. Second point about time. Your respect for time is a prediction of your financial future. Your respect for time is a prediction of your financial future. It means that people who value time value their life, and therefore they will make more money out of their time. your respect for time. Now, the thing is, you need to respect your own time, right? So, if I'm coming to spend 6 hours with you, as a company, I have a value I place on that, because in those 6 hours, I'm going to deliver wisdom, and therefore, I get paid based on the value of that time. So with additional files from Caleb Kuda. This morning, everybody's here. Richie Sky is here. Godfred Akotobuafu is here. Nathan Kwaw is also here. And my name is Bernard Avle. Thank you for tuning in. The newspaper review segment is next and is brought to us by Total Excellium. It has a powerful 3-in-1 formula, which essentially is an additive enriched fuel that cleans your engine and extends its life and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives, Excellium new formula lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption and reduces the CO2 emissions as well. So look out for the next Total Energies Service Center and help yourself. Every hour, new pages turn. Every day, a new chapter opens to keep dreams alive. Today, a mate. Tomorrow, a transport owner. Today, a sculptor. Tomorrow, a journalist. Today, an entertainment prefect. Tomorrow, a full-time lawyer. I haven't mentioned anybody's name. Today, a tenant. Tomorrow, a landlord. Today, a chua eating fried yam in Dakuma Market. Tomorrow, a father of 5 eating, jollof rice and stew with an egg towel around your waist. All of this is possible because at some point in your life, you have a dream. What Fidelity Bank is promising is that we'll energize your dream. So that support, financial, technical, is what we have. Because we are a fully Ghanaian bank, we believe in the success of your story. So I believe with us, Fidelity Bank Ebefa. Now, it's interesting that I have Richie Sky and Godfred here. I've been doing this with you guys for almost, I was thinking
this actually switched up around 2014.
In fact, it was alive in 2011, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like this
it became
2014.
Yeah, it was Charlie.
Roughly, we need to celebrate our own anniversary.
10 years of things.
Abeku was in the corner, you were there, I was there. Sometimes it was an hour, sometimes
the truth is that
gone through.
The truth is that you are growing, but you don't know. The truth is that you are growing.
No. But the grey hair reminds me that, Charlie. The grey hair reminds me.
Your shows, I love Gary Money wants to grace them. But
you see, the problem is that you can be scraping it off your face, but it will expose you in important places.
Good morning, people of Ghana. I will start the newspaper review from an important place.
Yeah, we do.
That on page 60 of the daily graphic is where important places.
Yeah, we do.
It's where important stories are hiding. 44 Democracy Hub protesters arrested. You'll find that story there. Also, hybrid system won't work. Justice Doche asserts, and this was good parliamentary democracy. Make Africa arbitration hub for foreign cases, according to the Attorney General. VRA senior staff petition speaker over proposed merger. Now, when the story came, Bernard, it was hiding in some small newspaper somewhere.
Yeah.
But now it's truly
it's become a big
story. I'm sure we'll find some time. APC will prioritize people's welfare, and it's a photo of an always smiling and ever smiling Hassan Ayarega.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. The big story says agricultural productivity and food security PFJ 2.0 initiative makes giant strides. This is quoting the minister responsible for agriculture, Dr. Brian Acheampong. Also on the front page this morning, reform laws on international arbitration. Dame is urging African countries, and I'm talking about the Attorney General, Mr. Godfred Yeboah Dame. Also on the front page this morning, we don't undermine contestants in elections. This is the EC chair, Jean Mensah, talking. And police arrest 42 Democracy Hub protesters.
Front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, 43. What? Okay. Daily Guide, 43 NDC protesters grabbed. IGP police giving thumbs up. I don't engage in Galamsey. This according to Hajia Amina Tahiru. Godfred Dame is on the front page of the paper as well.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. Big story, Democracy Hub Tactical police avert turmoil in Accra. Suleiman Abrahima, Franklin Kujo, Lord Police Officers Professionalism. Also, Alan picks a 40-year-old lawyer as a running mate. And then also something here that says small-scale mining won't be proscribed. This is Duka speaking.
I'll take you to the front page of the Daybreak newspaper, and then I have a raft of business papers. Dami is on the front page of this paper. I can now sleep, says Baumia, after lower danger engagement. Akufo-Addo delivers last UN address on the 25th of September.
Let me take you to the New Republic. Police crack down on pro-environment protesters. Anti-Galamsey protest aborted. Key leader and 42 others arrested. Also on the front page, danger looms ahead. Speaker giving us some warning there. And Drip probe reveals disaster. Natoshi caught in 2.8 billion Ghana cedi dole out to JA plant pool.
Front page of the Business Analyst, US to ban cars with Chinese technology. That's an interesting one. Increase in digital bank account ownership. Ghana places 4th in sub-Saharan Africa. We have MPP will resist attempts to stampede EC. The Democracy Hub demonstration is on the front page of the paper.
The Anchor newspaper says miners for Baumia train takes off nationwide. Also, we are told this morning that Kolebu Hospital boils over CEO. Staff set for demo on October the 7th.
Graphic business, but now lifeline for SMEs. Government provides cheaper funding sources. Republic Bank makes return to profitability. Government to consolidate gains in H1 as economy rebounds strongly.
And if you go to the Hawk newspaper, rot in the courts. CJ blast bribe-hungry staff over dodgy land deals. Also, democracy for sale. NCCE boss hits out at cash-fueled politics. And some other stories here on the front page this morning.
All right,
you
BNFT.
Quickly. The
Economic
BNFT. Okay, go on.
And finally from me, the BNFT. Rabies cases surge in Western Greater Accra regions. 793 cases, 77 deaths in 3 years. Wow, okay.
It's serious.
Fight against money laundering hinges on political commitment. Q2 GDP growth. Dipping inflation, fuel rate cut hopes.
And the Economy Times finally says banking sector fraud continues to surge, both in volumes and value. Also, BOJ likely to slash policy rate at its next meeting, and government touts 6.9% Q2 economic growth.
So lots of unrest in terms of dissatisfaction. You have the Galamsey protests and calls. We have the
Netco people are
the
not
Netco.
happy.
Now, Citi News is leading with another one. Freight forwarders, customs agents to protest over excessive cargo fees today. This is also in the news this morning. Police told us to roam Accra in search for detained protesters. Democracy Hub. CTAC threatens to strike again over unpaid allowances. Meanwhile, Haruna Idris says winner takes all must be expunged from Ghana's political system. I think you should align that story with the graphic front page where Justice Doche is talking about the hybrid system not working. Now, Professor Says and Penny, a pathologist from Tech, says Galamsey punishments for perpetrators not deterrent enough. Meanwhile, another prof from the academy, Professor Ting Yeboah, says it's a major threat to Ghana's economy and environment. All right. And then Samuel Api Adankwa says EC lied just to disqualify us. So happy. It's a big issue. Now, if you go to Channel 1 News, the stories there. Ghana Card help expand ghost names from government payroll. This is Baumia. Also, secondly, only sees progress and NDC Totopi Kwachi is campaigning for the NDC. And arbitration reform crucial for Africa's growth. This is Godfrey Dame. And then all the stories you read earlier. Meanwhile, Charlie, another strike. Today we should do a strike show. Okay. Mortuary workers to embark on nationwide strike over unmet demand. So you have mortuary workers, you have CTAG, you have freight forwarders, you have NEDCO and ECG staff, and then you have the rest of us on Galamsey.
But why are mortuary workers not considered essential services? Mortuary workers go on strike. This country that loves funerals.
Yeah, they are essential, but even that's
well,
the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not being treated like essential services.
So there's a lot of strike stories. For some reason, this morning, if you go on my job online, they also lead with that story from the freight forwarders, customs agents and freight forwarders to stage protest today over high cargo fees, and then Haruna's comment about winner takes all is here. There's another troubling one here on the power sector. IPPs are saying we can't guarantee reliable power supply. We are on the brink of walking away from PPA restructuring process. And then Nomani Boama says EC is afraid of releasing final voters register to us. This was from yesterday's event, which has some details here as well. All right, so I don't know where you want to go to.
Let me start from Democracy Hub.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's
Or you want me
let's do
let's
that.
start from
Let's
Democracy
start
Hub. I'll start from page 60 of the Daily Graphic. At least 45 persons participating in the Democracy Hub demonstration against illegal mining and other economic challenges in Accra have been arrested by the police. The suspects include the convener of the Occupy Jubilee House demonstration, Oliver Baka-Vomawo, who was arrested on the last day of the protest after the police previously declared him wanted. The police confirmed the arrest of 42 of the demonstrators on Sunday, September 22, while 2 more were arrested on Monday, taking the total number to 44.
Now, meanwhile, the group is saying that the police told them to roam in search for detained protesters. The lawyers are not happy with the treatment. Now, this morning we're told they are arraigning the arrested people in court. But the story says a member of the Democracy Hub legal team, Prince Ganaku, has accused the Ghana Police Service of unlawfully arresting over 46 protesters during the 3-day demonstration against the government's handling of the economic crisis and illegal mining known as Galamsey. The lawyer claimed that the police refused to provide a full list of arrested individuals, leaving members of the group to search the streets of Accra for the missing demonstrators. Now, you're speaking to Maru Sandamanu on Eyewitness News. Meanwhile, a couple of people have commended the police for their handling of the protest.
So I'll take you to the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. Details on page 3. Tactical police avert turmoil in Accra. Max Olofori reporting says civil society groups praised Ghana Police Service for the professional manner it handled the weekend demonstrations organized by Democracy Hub pressure group in Accra against illegal mining in the country. Now, the 3-day demonstration, which ended on Monday, September 23, 2024, witnessed acts of lawlessness and public disorder, resulting in the arrest of over 40 protesters, including the leader, Oliver Baka-Vomawo, who removed the key to one of the police vehicles and threw it away. Now, it goes on to provide details, but basically what it's saying is that the likes of Franklin Kujo and some other
if you go to my online, they are quoting Suleiman Brahma of Media Foundation, where he says this is evidence of good leadership. So I think he was posting on Facebook and described the police conduct as refreshing and a significant step towards upholding Ghana's continual right to freedom of expression. Now, there's a lot of agitation in the country. So let me give you a few of them. So, for example, CTAG is threatening to strike over unpaid allowances. Now, this doesn't sound like a new story because it's been on and off. Dominic Owusu, a spokesperson for CTAG, said they are frustrated over the situation where government has continued to honor prior agreements concerning their allowances. They are saying that they've concluded a nearly 2-month-long industrial action and they've still not seen any action from government. Right? So this is the first one. So they want to reignite the strike to compel meaningful dialogue and achieve a conducively satisfactory resolution to their demands of their members. Okay. Then freight forwarders are also unhappy. This is Citi Newsroom as well. The story from Kaba at Tawoge says key stakeholders operating at Ghana's ports are set to protest today, Tuesday, September 24, at 9 a.m. against the shipping lines entering the country. Now, Edward Akron, who's a former president of GIF, told Eyewitness News that the protest is aimed at demanding an end to the hidden charges frequently imposed on members of the shipping community, for their cargo. Now, Mr. Crown noted that the protest will involve members of the Association of Custom House Agents of Ghana, the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, and the Association of Customs House Agents of Ghana. So quite a number. Now, here's an example. It says it currently costs more than $100,000 to have a 40-foot container released.
What?
Bro? By the shipping.
What?
Talk to your friends who work in the port or companies that bring
$100,000.
Yeah. And sometimes you know what they do? They slap the mortgage if you're not able to pay, then they auction.
Hey.
So you bring maybe something to come and do your factory, and maybe they give you the charges. Your budget couldn't reach. They will give you like a month. If you're not able to pay, they'll say you are even going to auction it. They'll auction it to people, and they'll sell it to your own customers. So it disclosed that it currently costs $100,000, multiplied that by 16, to have a 40-foot container released by the shipping line, a burden the stakeholders are fighting to eliminate. This protest has got to do with this. Then, by the way, because we import most of the things we use, once costs at the ports are high, it pulls up inflation too. So it's not something we should.
Okay. So let me give you a couple of other potential strike stories. On page 52 of the Daily Graphic, mortuary workers and public institutions in Ghana have served notice to embark on a nationwide strike starting on Thursday in protest of poor working conditions and unresolved grievances. The Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana made their intentions clear through a statement citing deliberate neglect of their demands. The statement, among others, complained about inadequate provision of PPEs, leaving workers exposed to diseases and hazards. Additionally, salary arrears dating back to 2020 remain unpaid, and the request for financial clearance to employ 500 additional mortuary workers has been ignored. The statement also demanded payment of the COVID-19 bonus announced by the president, which mortuary workers have yet to receive.
What about the NEDCO protest? That's also something.
I have that story on page 13.
Yeah.
Where
the same
senior
paper.
staff, of the Daily Graphic, where senior staff association of the Volta River Authority have petitioned the Speaker of Parliament, Alban S.K. Bagbin, over the proposed measure of hydropower generation systems to separate them from thermal power production in the country. The workers contend that the move, which is intended to invite private investment into hydro production, will ultimately weaken the viability of hydropower production and increase the cost of power to consumers.
So is this all election related?
Well,
Because the NEDCO one has been on for a while. They've been unhappy with the proposal to merge
VRA
and then
NEDCO.
there are also other plans. I'm not sure, to sort of bring the Energy Commission and the PURC together, which I believe will endanger PURC's independence, because PURC is supposed to be an independent regulatory body.
That's right.
While the Energy Commission is under the ministry. So, and you know, a lot of these things come through Parliament, and sometimes the committees, I don't know whether they don't understand the full implications of these things. It's not subject to rigorous debate. They just push it through, and will suffer the consequence. Because as I'm speaking to you, IPPs are also threatening that they've come to the brink and that they may not continue supplying
power to us.
Yes, so this story is on my Joy Online, and they're saying we can't guarantee reliable power supply. We are on the brink of walking away from PPA restructuring process. Story says the Chamber of Independent Power Producers Ghana has expressed concern regarding the delays in obtaining government's approval for the PPA restructuring document. According to the Chamber, its members are on the brink of walking from the PPA restructuring process and reverting to its existing PPAs. In a statement signed by Chairman of the IPPG, Toby appeared that the 14th to the Ministry of Finance, received August 16, the IPGs or IPPs said they respectfully demand, as a matter of urgency, an appointment with the Finance Minister, Dr. Amin Adam, to discuss and resolve these critical issues. And they say the current situation is extremely disappointing, as the IPGs played a major role in working with the government to support its necessary restructuring of the country's indebtedness in order to qualify for an IMF loan. And then they are saying, despite the economic hardships this caused the IPGs, we agreed to this structure to ensure the IPGs receive constant payment. Some of this has to also do with the cash waterfall mechanism, and claim that the ECG is not paying. A lot of issues in the energy sector that need to be talked about.
Well, talking about agitations, let's go move into the political sector.
Yes, please.
Because there's a story on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times that says, we'll demonstrate if you heed NDC's audit demand. This is according to the NPP. Bernard Bengan reporting says that the New Patriotic Party has described the protest by the opposition National Democratic Congress for a forensic audit of the voter register as needless and time-wasting. Now, he said the party cannot use its aggressiveness to influence the Electoral Commission, which per the Constitution is mandated to be independent, to heed the request. Hence, the Commission should reject their call. Now, the General Secretary of the party, Mr. Justin Frimpong Kodia, who said this at a press conference on Friday in Accra, described the NDC's refusal to submit evidence of alleged irregularities to the Commission as quote-unquote deceptive and mischievous, stressing that the party would also demonstrate against the Commission should it heed the call by the NDC to audit.
Meanwhile, the NDC yesterday met civil society and other groups to push for this particular thing, and the stories on my Joy Online, Omani Boama says he is afraid of releasing final voter register to them. The Director of Elections and IT for NDC, Dr. Abidamane Boama, says the Electoral Commission is afraid to release the final voter register to the party. He stated that this is because the Commission is scared of what more discrepancies the party will expose from the register. According to him, the EC's failure to make the register available is troubling and raises questions about the transparency of the electoral process ahead of the upcoming poll. He was speaking during a meeting with CSOs and other stakeholders on Monday. He expressed the NDC's frustration, stating that the party had made multiple requests for the final voters register, but the AC has not responded satisfactorily.
Let me give you some numbers from the economy, Bernard, on page 2 of the graphic business, where producer inflation has risen sharply to 33%. Producer price inflation increased to 33% in August from 29%, recorded from July, this according to the Ghana Statistical Service. The main driver of the August PPI is the industry sector, excluding the construction sector, where the PPI increased from 37% in July to 44%. The rate in the construction sector decreased to 27% in August. In the services sector, the rate increased from 12% to 14% in August.
Let me take you now to the Economic Times. The banking sector, we are told, is facing serious fraud-related issues. Elom Dasou reporting says the banking sector fraud has risen marginally in both volumes and value, according to the annual fraud report released by the Bank of Ghana, BOG.
Everybody wants to be rich quickly.
Charlie, data collated from the three sub-sectors, we're talking about banks, SDIs and PSPs, indicated that overall the count of fraud cases increased to 15,865 in 2023 from 15,164 in 2022, reflecting a 5% rise.
Now, there are a couple of stories before I come to Galamsey.
Let me take you to
graphic front page. Justice Doche.
Yes. So, according to him, the hybrid system won't work, and that's towards good parliamentary democracy. Retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Jones Doche, says the current hybrid parliamentary system, where members of parliament can serve both the executive and legislative arms of government at the same time, will not work for Ghana's democracy and good governance. He therefore urged Ghanaians to choose between the pure presidential system, where the president appoints ministers from outside parliament, or a parliamentary system where all ministers come from parliament. This, he believed, would do away with the hybrid system where some ministers come from parliament and others are picked from outside. Speaking at a stakeholders consultation to validate a preliminary report of the Constitutional Review Consultative Committee report in Accra last Friday, Mr. Justice said, but when they are all outside Parliament, then the MPs have complete oversight over the executive, as happens in the American system. This hybrid, for me, will not.
Meanwhile, the speaker is also saying there's danger ahead for our democracy.
Exactly.
Harun
reforms.
is also calling for the elimination of the winner-takes-all system from Ghana's political framework. He believes this system, which grants the winning party disproportionate control, hinders the development of an inclusive and participatory government.
In the meantime, though, the former Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice William Atuguba, is also slamming the president for apparently appointing persons who the paper describes as stooges at the Electoral Commission.
And Justice Doche also makes the point about capping the Supreme Court. He says he was deeply worried over how justices of the court were overwhelmed with cases. He said the Constitution had given too many jurisdictions to the judges of the court, and so maybe we have to look at reducing the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. We can limit some of the civil appeals that start from the district courts to end at the Court of Appeal and other criminal cases, so that the Supreme Court exists for constitutional cases and other various issues.
Let me end with Galamsey. Clarify your stance on illegal mining now. Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey to National House of Chiefs. So the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, which comprises various media organizations and other groups uniting against Galamsey, wants the President of the National House of Chiefs to clarify their stance on illegal mining activities in Ghana, particularly the widespread practice of Galamsey. In a recent statement, the coalition noted that the participation of traditional leaders in illegal mining has exacerbated the problem, and they basically are not happy with the statement that Oji Ahoho made recently. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. They call the National House of Chiefs to take a firm position against Galamsey and promote sustainable practices that prioritize environmental health and the welfare of communities. Meanwhile, the couple of Galamsey-related stories.
Let me just mention, though, still on that tangent, the Minister Deputy for the sector is saying that there will not be any banning of He says that small-scale mining won't be proscribed. That's on the front page of the Chronicle. If you are interested in that story, please.
Meanwhile, there's a final one here. Galamsey is pushing herbal plants into extinction. An expert is warning. This is a story on GNA. And then on citinewsroom.com and Channel 1, there are a couple of stories about Galamsey where experts are saying that we need to toughen punishment against irresponsible mining. And that was on the point of view as well.
All right.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Godfred. Coming up next is the Citi Business News.
Oh, jump on
Go. Google me. I want time where you can't park where I don't hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Charlie, today the matter will catch me. I received urgent order from my online store. Customer wants 10 pieces sharp. But my wahala be delivery. Stress so me too. I no get order in weeks. So then I make slow. Charlie, I decide to deliver this thing myself. Quiet. I was willing to trust my small tired car like that. But boy, I no even leave my area where the whole place full of snow. Engine kaput, pasca. As the boys they help me push the car off the road, where I look up and raise my head, where I see for Fidelity Bank billboard top. This too just be chapter. Ebefa mpa. Then Norma Vim come. Listen, I dog the sadness and find Okada fast. I deliver all the goods, collected my money, and even got referrals from this customer. Ebefa mpa. At Fidelity Bank, we believe you can achieve your dreams. Believe with us. Ebefa.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News coming up shortly, brought to you by MTN. Get 10% off food, drinks, and beauty, cosmetics, home essentials, electric appliances, mobile phones, and accessories, clothing, footwear, made in Ghana goods, and more at the MTN Momo Cashless Market. From 2nd to 6th October at Tetekwashi Interchange Park, there will be over 100 merchants in one place with amazing discounts for all Momo customers. Fun activities include artist performance, DJs on rotation, board and TV games, kids zone, and more. Join the fun at Tetekwashi Interchange Park from 2nd to 6th October each day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and just Momo it everywhere you go. Segment is also brought to you by Goil Super XP, a quality product that gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel, fortified with special additives that gives longevity to your engine. It also uses minimal fuel and is suitable for most vehicles. Goil Super XP, good energy. So let's welcome Neil Latte with the news. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, IMF to begin Ghana's third review of fund program to unlock next tranche of the bailout cash today. Also, food and beverage manufacturers fight back at GRA's planned installation of new machines for the compliance of excise tax stamp. Plus, we'll tell you who won what at last year's Citi Business Olympics as we build up for that event this weekend. My name is Ni Latte. Details of our stories now. Ghana is set to undergo its third review of the 3-year, $3 billion IMF post-COVID-19 supported program for economic growth. Well, the review is beginning today, September 24, and it comes on the heels of the successful completion of the second review earlier this year. IMF mission staff arrived in the country over the weekend to commence the assessment of Ghana's performance against the objectives of the program. This evaluation will span the next 2 weeks and will end in the first week of October. During this period, Ghana's adherence to the prescribed program objectives will be scrutinized closely with a focus on areas such as the economic recovery, fiscal management and structural reforms. The outcome of this review will have significant implications for Ghana's economic trajectory and its relationship with international financial institutions. This round of assessment by the IMF will be the third program review after the bailout was finalized. The team will consider the qualitative and quantitative targets after the second tranche facility was released to the country for budgetary support. The IMF mission team will be meeting the president, government and central bank officials, as well as some civil organizations, among others. Already, the government has expressed optimism in passing this review of the IMF program, as it is hopeful of meeting all structural targets to unlock the third tranche of the IMF cash. That was a Business Desk report. Now, measures to anchor end-year inflation target strengthen the cedi preparation towards the third IMF review fiscal prudence as the elections approach, among other banking sector developments, are set to dominate the Bank of Ghana's penultimate Monetary Policy Committee meeting, which begins this morning. Well, at the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the Bank of Ghana held the rate steady at 29%. Well, industry players are anticipating a policy cut to ensure that businesses do not suffer. Well, some commercial banks are also expressing optimism in a possible rate cut as Ghana's economy is showing promising signs of recovery, as evidenced by a decline in inflation, which dropped to 20.4% in August from 20.9% recorded in July. John Kofi Adomako is president of the Ghana Association of Banks.
Interest rates, we hope we see a drop. We've seen what the Fed has done. Does it affect us directly? Maybe no, but ultimately it does affect us and the way things go. So we are the banks, we are hoping interest rates will come down. We hope the Fed, we hope the MPC will drop interest rates. Inflation pressures are also seem to be reducing. And so we think we are getting into good space. And if interest rates do come down, look, it's good for we the banks. Okay, I have so many customers I cannot bank today because interest rates are too high. But I'll be able to extend into that. I do believe that inflation will continue to come down towards the end of the year and into 2025. We'll see a much more stronger reduction in inflation, and therefore interest rates will also follow. I'm very confident that post-2024, going 2025-26, I'm very confident that we will come back fully on track.
John Kofi Adomako is president of the Ghana Association of Banks. Moving on, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAG, is asking the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, not to change the current machines they have installed in their facilities to facilitate compliance effort towards the payment of the excise tax stamp. The association stresses that it will reject any moves to introduce new machines to replace what is currently installed. In an interview with Citi Business News, the chairman for the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awuni, noted, among other reasons, that its members are yet to recover the cost incurred in the procurement and installation of the machines they were made to buy to facilitate compliance of the tax payment.
Players are of the view that the timing is wrong, and also the fact that the cost that they incurred in acquiring these machines they currently use have not yet been recovered. We are of the opinion that these new machines are quite high in terms of the initial capital. Test runs indicates that you will incur as much as $1 million in some cases in order to be able to install these machines, aside the continuous cost of procuring ink and training staff. We are of the view that the GRA should shelve this idea and allow players to recover the cost that they incurred in the machines that they currently use. We are also of the opinion that the mode of introduction is quite wrong because it's a single source, and that's going to create monopoly. This is one single business person that all these players in the food and beverage sector are going to procure these machines from. So the person could clearly play monopoly tendencies by increasing the cost, increasing the prices of the machines, the ink, and then all that. And this is not going to inure to the benefit of the players.
John Awuni is the executive chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Now, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) has disbursed a total of 450 million Ghana cedis to over 250,000 pensioners for the month of September 2024. The payment was made on September 19, 2024, covering pension benefits under both PNDC Law 247 and Act 766. The following report has more.
According to the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT), the highest monthly pension under the PNDC Law 247 amounted to 186,777 Ghana cedis, while under Act 766, the highest was 26,509 Ghana cedis. The lowest monthly pension for existing pensioners was 409 Ghana cedis, and the minimum monthly pension for new pensioners was 300 cedis. For the month of September, 996 more pensioners benefited from the disbursed total of 450 million Ghana cedis compared to the August beneficiaries. The next pension payment is scheduled for October 17, 2024. This payout underscores SNIT's ongoing commitment to providing financial security to retirees across the country and encourages workers to plan for their retirement to secure full pension benefits.
You are still listening to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, and in just a few days, corporate Ghana will compete for trophies and ultimate bragging rights in the Citi Business Olympics 2024, the biggest sporting event of the year. Well, as the event approaches, we take a look back at last year's winners to give this year's contenders a heads up on the teams to watch out for.
Over 60 companies will gather at the Eden High Sports Complex in Accra for the highly anticipated Citi Business Olympics 2024. Last year's competition was intense, with teams fiercely battling for supremacy.
We are here to take the cup. That's why we are here. We are not joking. This is going to be our third win.
I'm not suffering. This is how we are going to end our championship today. Okay, but then this is our third round. It's been a slow start, but we are definitely going to win this game.
On September 28, 2024, businesses will take a break from their busy schedules for a day filled with fun, team building, and networking as they compete to showcase their athletic abilities. GCB Bank's four-time consecutive champions once again claimed the title of Ultimate Company of the Year in 2023.
The thing we want to do, we put our all in it, we put all our effort and energies into it. And so we planned, we came, we saw, and we conquered. Now the message I have for them is that GCB is resilient everywhere. On the sports field, in the banking halls, GCB is very resilient. We are a very resilient bank. We have taken on the nature of the eagle. The eagle is tenacious, the eagle is strong, the eagle is solid. Everyone who has dealings with GCB is safe because your safety is in the hands of an organization that typifies the eagle character.
In addition, Eric Atubotwe, Managing Director of Danwell Life Company Limited, emerged victorious in the Ultimate CEO Challenge during the last year's event.
I have my team around. Yesterday, I told them that I'm going to win this award, and thank God I've won it. And I'm going to keep this award for the next 5 years. What is going to happen every year when we come here, I'm going to win this award.
The Citi Business Olympics 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and sponsored by Piva Beverages, Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Bethel Logistics, and Lozati Lozenges from Unicom Chemists Limited.
And that's some sort of throwback. Let's see which company will go home this time around with the bragging rights this year. All the actions happening live this Saturday at the Eden Heights Sports Complex at Wage. I'll see you there. Before I go, let me take you to the Forex market. The dollar selling at 16 cedis 50 pesos. The British pound at 20 cedis 20 pesos. That of the euro selling at 18 cedis 20 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. Many thanks indeed for your company. My name is Neil Lati. Do have a good business day.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goyle brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goyle stations nationwide. Goyle Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Gold Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Gold Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who feel? Good energy. Joy,
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chopbox, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
I know.
40 minutes past 7, 24th of September. Citi Breakfast Show live in Accra. My name is Ben. Thank you for tuning in. Lots to talk about today. What a weekend. Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, protests in Accra, many agitations, C-Tag, senior staff of the ECG and NETCO, freight forwarders and port workers, or freight forwarders and people who supply service at the ports, rather, all with a grievance or another. And of course, a coalition is forming against Galamsey, irresponsible mining. They issued a statement asking the House of Chiefs to clarify their position. Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister for Mines is defiant. So all of these and more coming up on the show today, but there's also the sport and my man, Mr. Benabu. Is your name only for this show? It's not your name anywhere else. Your name only for this show. Yeah. And kickoff is next. And it's brought to you by Polytank and Zonda. At Zonda Ghana, we create opportunity and empower people and provide top-notch after-sales support for all your heavy-duty and light-duty trucks and machinery. Santui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, pickups, TX trucks, and more. Call us on 0501 772 222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Tuesday morning, welcome aboard to Kickoff on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Gabi Ofe. Coming up at today of reckoning for the Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf and the Ghana Football Association. They will appear before Parliament today to provide answers with regards to the expenses for the 2023 AFCON and other matters. And then we'll build up to the 2024 Citi Business Olympics coming off this Saturday at the Eden Heights Sports Complex. Plus, Manchester City begin live without Rodri as they take on Watford later today in round 3 of the Carabao Cup. All right, so let's begin with this. Former Sports Minister Elvis Ifiankra has voiced concerns about the commitment of the current Black Stars players, highlighting the nation's steady decline in the FIFA rankings. Now, Ghana recently dropped to 7th yet globally, its lowest position in the past decade, and now stands just 19 places above its worst ever ranking. Now, Ifiankra attributed the team struggles to a lack of player dedication in recent years, compounded by questionable coaching appointment over the past 5 years.
The challenge is for the FA and the coach to ensure that this entitlement mindset and mentality where players think that, oh, they are doing the country a favor when they play for the country, it must be cured. It must be ostracized. It must be amputated from the psyche of the playing body for them to know that to play for your country is an honor, it's a privilege, it's an opportunity. Look, the Tom Vennons will tell you that for every 10 players of the Kudus type who are able to break through, there are 100 that are left on the streets. We have the talent in abundance. It's like gold. We have it. So if you get opportunity to play for your national team, you must take it serious. And so that's the duty of the coach and the FA. And for all of us, we must instill that into the psyche of the players. It's very, very important. Number two, the coach must get to the point where if he feels that the players are not doing enough, he will pack them. Take local players. Take people who are ready to die. The last time we played in Kumasi, they said what the pitch was not good. Yes, it was because the pitch was not good. But Angola, did they play in the air?
All right, so that's a former sports minister, Elvis Ifiankra, speaking there. Well, away from a former sports minister to the current one, that's Mustafa Yusuf, and he will appear before Parliament Select Committee on Sport as part of a probe into Ghana's campaign at the 2023 AFCON. Well, Yusuf is expected to answer questions on the ministry's involvement in the Black Stars operations, budget, and expenditure-related issues for the tournament. Now, the Member of Parliament for the Yagaba Kubori is expected to clarify how Ghana spent in excess of $3 million in 11 days during the tournament, and that will be chaired by Kobna Woyome. The committee will also take testimony from the Ghana Football Association, the Black Stars Management Committee, the Ghana League Clubs Association, and the National Sports Authority, the past and current members of the Black Stars. So we'll keep you updated in regards to that story. And to the Ghana Premier League, well, the chairman for the Parliamentary Select Committee on Youth and Sports, Tourism, Kobna Mensah Woyome, also emphasized the need for urgent government intervention to revive the struggling Ghana Premier League.
Government should be able to support in a way. Government might not be able to do much fully. Government should be able to support this. But I also want to suggest that this should be open for a whole broader discussion. Bring all stakeholders together to discuss how do we support our league financially. How do we bring on board the corporate Ghana? What are the incentives for those who come in and support? What do we have for them in return? Who come in to support? And again, what do we dedicate in terms of funding to support? All these matters are matters of policy and open discussions, and bring everybody, key stakeholders, to discuss so that we can have a more permanent, decision framework, legally, supported, so that we don't. It appears we seem to be having the same problem almost year in, year out.
All right, so that's Kobna Woyome Mensah. He's a chairman for the Parliamentary Select Committee on Youth, Sports and Tourism, and he'll be together there. He'll be probing as part of the team that will be probing Mustafa Yusuf later today at 10 a.m. We'll keep you updated with regards to that story. In the Ghana Premier League, Joseph Esso scored a late goal in the second half to secure a 2-2 draw for Dreams FC against Hearts of Lions, wrapping up match week 3 of the Premier League. Hearts of Lions opened the score in the 34th minute through a strike from Yalvi Chris Guede, but Dreams leveled the game in the 51st minute thanks to Michel Sapon, and that game was played at the Ni J Kraku II Sports Complex all the way in Tema. Yes, Dreams FC's head coach Abdul Karim Zito.
Disappointed with the result.
Seriously. We call something tactical indiscipline. I think during the second half, I told my goalkeeper, these Onana things, you have to vary and see the implication, because don't do it if you find
Coach,
your
if
players
you say
are not
Onana things, what exactly do you mean?
What I mean is you playing like a footballer instead of you to go the simple way.
Oh, okay.
So it pains me. To me, I'm very, very disappointed.
All right, interesting thoughts by Dream Services head coach Abdul Karim Zito there. Now let's build up to the 2024 City Business Olympics coming up on September 28th at the Eden Heights Sports Complex. In today's episode of the City Business Olympics, my colleague Bernard Abeku-Watry has been talking to one of the corporate entities set to partake at this year's event.
This Saturday, there's something big happening. It's the 28th of September 2024, the City Business Olympics happening at the Eden Heights Sports Complex. And interestingly, over 53 companies are set to partake in this special event. They will be mingling around and, of course, creating that lovely partnership to improve their business as they exercise as well. And, of course, there'll be over 7 events that will be happening at the Eden Heights Sports Complex, which the companies will be trying to rehearse, strengthen their muscles, and what have you. So on today's episode, we have been talking to the Human Resource Manager of Premier Care Hospital, and she shares the view that they are going to win a lot of laurels this season. What's your strength? There are lots of games.
Okay. Our strength is the basketball and the football. That's our strength. They should watch out for that category. If not for anything, we are taking gold on those two.
You don't want to talk about lime and spoon, for
Lime
example.
and spoon, it's so easy, like we've already won.
Or maybe tug of war, because I see your energy.
You see the energetic people we have? Charlie, don't go there.
So how many medals do you see yourself winning?
All the medals.
A lot of talking has been done. And of course, we saw the electrifying and intense atmosphere here from Premier Care Hospital. What they are seeking to achieve is to overthrow GCB, who are the champions, the previous champions of the City Business Olympics. Can they do that? That's always, and it still stands, $1 million question. Or join me on Saturday, September 28th, 2024 at the Eden Heights Sports Complex. Reporting for Channel 1 Sport, I am Bernard Abeku-Watry.
All right, and so that's my colleague Bernard Abeku-Watry there. The City Business Olympics is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Is proudly sponsored by Piva Beverages, Blue Genesis Energy Drink, Bethel Logistics, Expecting Shipping Logistics, and Lozati Lozenges from Unicom Chemists Limited. Let's get to Europe, and the Friedkin Group are in advanced discussions for a takeover of Everton after resuming talks with the Toffees majority shareholder Fahad Moshiri. Chairman Dan Friedkin, who was on Syria side Roma, had agreed a deal in principle to purchase current owner Moshiri's 94% stake in June. Rodri is also expected to miss the rest of Manchester City their season with an ACL injury he suffered against Arsenal. And on the pitch, City will take on Watford later today at the Etihad Stadium at 6:45 p.m. And then Chelsea will play Barrow in round 3 of the Carabao Cup matches. Walsall will take on Leicester City later today at 6:45 p.m. There's more later at 5 p.m. on Sports Flash. My name is Gabi Ofer. Kickoff is probably brought to you by Shell, Lachelle, Zonda GH, and Polytan Ghana. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, Abu.
Yeah, Monday was a holiday, so it's been a long break. What a weekend. In 5 days, the Citi Business Olympics will be happening at the plush Eden Heights. Now, if for nothing at all, just come and look at the place. It's called the Heights of Modern Living. A very, very well constructed sports complex. Stadium, swimming part, basketball, indoor games, even squash, tennis. And we're having lots of events for this year's edition of the Citi Business Olympics. Get your company involved. Register now. Make your payment in just 5 days. Tag of war, lime and spoon race, 7-a-side soccer, CEO's challenge, swimming, basketball, volleyball, and of course the indoor games, chess, Scrabble, all happening at this year's Citi Business Olympics.
You'll soon lose track of which way is up when you're always being put down. But you gotta be strong and do what you feel in your heart.
And a very special birthday celebration has been cooking. And it is now well ready. So this is coming in from Nathan.
Yes. So today is, so I need to do this because
do it well.
A series of events have taken place. So over the weekend.
Yes, please.
Over the weekend, Smoga 74.
Yes, please.
Called the Princesses.
1974.
Yes, 50 years since they left school. So over the weekend, they had a lovely get together at the Christ the King.
1974.
Yes, 1974.
And that the government of a champion.
1974, it was a champion.
Kutu a champion.
Yes,
that's when they finished from 5.
So special congrats to Smoga 74, the Princesses. On Sunday, they marked 50 years since they left school.
Can you imagine?
And as part of that group, or one of their special princesses happens to be my mother.
Oh.
So my mother, Berenice Nati, she turned 67 today.
Wow.
My mom is as old as Ghana.
1957?
Yeah, she was born in 1957.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. So happy birthday
so it means
to you,
when
mommy.
independence occurred, she was a pregnancy.
Happy birthday to you,
mommy. It was
mommy.
a pregnancy during independence.
I tell you.
Mrs. Bernice Nati.
Yes, so
happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Wish you the very best, good health, long life from me, from Gina, from Nana, Ajad, from the entire family, even from the people at Citi, the CBS crew. We love you so much. Happy birthday.
You are too much.
You. And a belated one to Nana Freiwa Opoku Mensa of North Legon. So belated birthday wishes to you as well.
I also want to wish happy birthday to, I call him the Citi CBS CEO of the year. Because, you know, this guy, every morning without fail, he sends a birthday request to a staff member. And today happens to be his birthday. So, country managing partner for Deloitte. I've never seen a CEO who takes so much interest in the birthday of his team. And every morning, you know, I wish to interview him one day. Not about the economy or accounting or audit or all the things they do, just about birthdays. So Daniel Kojo Owusu, happy birthday to you. And this is coming in from all your team members. They're so grateful to you for your sterling leadership qualities. So Daniel Kojo Owusu.
Yes.
He's a country managing partner for Deloitte Ghana. Thank you for your impact in the firm and on our people. Wishing you a wonderful year ahead with continued success.
Thank you. Now, I said today I was celebrating my mother. Our colleague in the business, Kwame Juma Ajiman, is also celebrating his mom. His mom is Mrs. Evelyn Boating Ajiman. And the message is, I love you, Mama. You're the best mother on the planet. The message is coming from Kwame Juma Ajiman, our colleague who works with Legon cities these days. This one says, the big 80 Yes, Kwame Juma. The big 80 is finally here. 80 years ago today, a special woman was born. Happy birthday to Constance Kokosoa from all your children.
Meanwhile, kindly wish Mrs. Simoni Kisi Edu Brempong of AME Zion Church of Kofredia and Wesley Basic School Kofredia happy blessed birthday. She's a kind-hearted person and may she receive reward for her support to mankind. This is from Abraham Lincoln and ECG Koforidia. Happy birthday to Reverend Frank Edunyame. Thanks for being an amazing father and a great shepherd. God bless you, Dad, and answer all your silent prayers. From all of us, from Mom Selena, Frima, Lois, and Perry. We love you, Papa. Oh, we love you, Papa.
I think I could know.
Both of them work.
Yes.
So Reverend Frank Edunyame, the father of Frima Edunyame, and Lois and Perry. As they say, we drink one. So what's funny is that Frema's dad and your mom share a birthday.
Yes, and Kwame Juma's mother.
Ain't that cute?
Yes. 2409.
Yeah, that is just amazing. All right, so today I'm going to remind you, it's for a very long weekend of all kinds of things brewing and stewing. So we'll give you the latest on the 46 persons arrested after the Democracy Hub protest. Freight forwarders are not happy. And you know, whatever happens at the port, as I keep saying, the port is a very, very important place. So once the port has agitations, it affects everything. And of course, we have the senior staff of the power distribution companies, ECG and EDCO, also not happy with some moves to do some merger. I just wanted to say to those who've been sending me, people send me requests about roads, not bad roads to be fixed, but roads being fixed and the manner in which the road is being done not going well. So I want to serve notice that I'll be dealing with that issue one of these fine days. One listener actually took the trouble to send me a whole video as she drove around the Flower Pot interchange, and she was wondering what measurement they were using to do the roundabout. So she said I should call the engineer and ask him to explain, because I think he's an engineer or something. He doesn't understand what they are doing there. So one of these, I'm going to call the engineer and ask him to explain what they are doing with the Flower Pot interchange. Yeah, so those are some of the issues coming up this morning. And so I will give you a couple of interviews shortly. I will do a couple of interviews shortly. But imagine cruising through town, tune into Citi FM while sitting comfortably in your very own Volkswagen or Volkswagen. Now, they have a number of brands, the Virtus, the T-Cross, the Amarok, and there's also the stunning T1. There's also the versatile and spacious Terramont. Each one is probably assembled right here in Ghana and with 0% VAT on all VW vehicles. Now, I asked a gentleman the price of a car last week. And then he said the price before VAT is $26,000. Then I said, what about the price after VAT? He said, that's another story. Sorry. So this one is without VAT. So I think this is the advantage the government is giving them, that because it's assembled here in Ghana, they can sell it without VAT. So you can buy that car and you can ride it and know that it's probably made in Ghana. So if you want a part of this deal, call Universal Motors 0544 338804. Right, 0544 338804. So if you think of your next car, consider them, because VAT is now almost 21%. So the VAT-lessness is a good point.
When it comes to cars, I'm old school.
No, but they don't come as old school as VW. I mean, I know what you're saying, though.
I had a VW Passat that I loved.
Yeah.
Back in the day, magnificent car.
The first car Samens ever drove at Citi, when we started officially, was a VW Passat.
Oh.
It was, I don't call it ocean blue.
Oh, okay.
Ocean blue. and it was the long one. And I remember this so carefully because in 2005 we went to the NDC Congress in Koforidua. Samen, Sola, myself, and Nia Patu.
And you sat in that.
Oh, the car was good. The car was good. You know, we're cruising. That was the Francis ACM Congress.
Yes.
The Congress.
I had a 1992 VW Passat bought from an Italian nun. She had parked it in her garage. She brought the car from Italy.
Wow.
The car had been in her garage for like 12 years. It had like just 30K on it. Nice.
How did you find this Italian nun?
Go and get the Investor Motors.
Yeah. So now the names have changed, right? So there's the T-Cross, the Amorak, the T1, Terramont, and the rest of it. But basically, call them and then tell them that do you want one of their cars?
Terramont is nice. I've seen the Terramont. It's super spacious.
Yeah. And then Translight Solar is also reminding you that these days solar power is no longer just a backup for ECG, but a viable everyday energy source, right? So you can install a system from Translight Solar and enjoy uninterrupted power supply. We have a number of deals and offers for you. Call us on 0504-249-229 or go to our website translightsolar.com. or visit us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, between ARS and the American House. SG Ghana's Visa card is also here to help you make payments for anything you buy online or anywhere with a point of sale machine. So now your transactions are much easier with your SG Visa card. So go about your business anywhere in Ghana with the comfort and security of your money available to you always. Call 0302 214 314. SG Ghana. The future is you. And Belpack tissues have toilet rolls, kitchen towels, pocket and facial tissues, all made at absolute perfect quality for you to meet your needs. We even have the perfume toilet roll. A fragrance-filled bathroom experience awaits you. So get in touch for bulk distribution 0551 144 400. Let me take you to my first issues, more like updates before I get into the big interview. So the first one is the latest with the protesters. So the police arrested over 40 demonstrators who held a 3-day demonstration at the 37 area. Convener Oliver Bakavomawa and 45 others have been arrested. We understand they'll be arraigned before court today. Here is Prince Ganaku, one of the lawyers for the group, speaking to Umaru Sanda Amadu on Eyewitness News.
Our first point of call has been to try and get bail for the protesters. Now, as you know, the police have a maximum of 48 hours to hold them, but it is not set in stone that the police have to wait the entire 48 hours. Reasonableness and a reasonable exercise of discretion would dictate that if there is good cause to grant them bail, then bail should be granted. It shouldn't be withheld as a means to punish them for whatever crime it is the police believe that they have committed. So that's the first thing. Now, in our attempt to get them bail, we engaged with the regional commander and the deputy. No, we engaged with the deputy regional commander and the regional crime officer initially to try and get a sense of where the people have been taken and who they have arrested. This morning, they declined to give us a list of the people that have been arrested. They also declined to give us the list of locations where they have been taken to. To quote the deputy regional commander directly, he said we should go and roam the streets of Accra, and if we find them, fine. If we don't find them, he doesn't care. So that's the second thing. Now, as you rightly noted, there are a number of lawyers with Lawyers for Protest Defense. A lot of them have been on the grounds today. The reports that I have been getting are that when they go to the police stations, what they are told is that there's an order from above that they should not be granted access to the persons who have been arrested and detained, and that the details of the persons who have been arrested and detained should also not be released to the people. So now you have a situation where, in principle, the police administration agrees that these arrested persons have a right to legal representation, but they have intentionally made it impossible for these same people to access legal representation. The tactic they have used is to get the people and spread them across police stations all over the city. We are hearing that some people have been taken as far as Ahimensa, others have been taken to Tema and other locations. So as it stands, we know that we won't get we have been told that we won't get bail for the arrested and detained persons today. and that they will arraign them before court tomorrow in order to determine the matter of bail and the next steps. And I should add finally that when we asked them which court they will be arraigning the people before, they also declined to give us that information and told us that they would give us that information tomorrow morning at 9. So we have a situation where legal counsel for the arrested and detained persons is going to have to go to the court to make an application for bail without having first even conferred with the client. And all of these things are things that the police administration is intentionally doing to frustrate, torture, or otherwise punish the people for exercising their rights to demonstrate against this Galamsey menace.
So as we speak, do you at least have an idea of the number of people who were arrested? So how many clients are you representing? Do you know?
We only know what the police have told us. We have specifically identified anywhere between 13 to 15 people. We can say that, okay, we know where Ama Governor is, we know where Delakwashi is, we know where Felicity is. So we know where certain people are. The police administration, I think either yesterday evening or early this morning, said that they had arrested 42 people. We know that some other people were arrested in addition to them. So we estimate that about 46 persons are currently in custody, but we don't have a firm number.
So your move for tomorrow would be to what? Go to all the district magistrates in Accra or the circuit courts and wait to see if they will show up? Is that your plan?
Yes, the plan is to wait, because we said that they'll get back to us at 9 o'clock. So the plan is to wait, keep our ears on the ground and see where they'll be taken. So we will convene in the morning at Accra Central, trying to figure out where the people will be taken to. We'll have our lawyers also go and stand guard at the police station so that when they are leaving, we will know where the people are.
The people you represent, did they not engage in bad faith where they are not supposed to necessarily get the permission of the police, but they are supposed to notify the police? There's a custom where you agree with police on areas to demonstrate and engage in your picketing and all the mass actions are. Now, considering that, according to the police, they became lawless, took the law into their own hands. For instance, what they did on Saturday. Is that not an excess of the freedom that they are entitled to?
Umar, so before I answer your question, could you please clarify what they did on Saturday?
So what I have been told by a reporter, which the police found issue with, which was listed, was that they blocked the roads, which they do not have authority to, so that the vehicles were unable to move. The police blocked one side. They blocked the remaining ones. 2, they engaged in playing of football. That's another thing that the police talked about in the intersection, which was not agreed. 3, they prevented people who are sick from going to hospital at the 37 Military Hospital. And also, they prevented emergency services from providing emergency services. Ambulance service, for instance, could not go through. That's also another thing that the police described. And lastly, they banned party paraphernalia, more precisely the New Patriotic Party effigies and flags that they decided to ban. The police listed these things. These things were unlawful, weren't they?
No, I wouldn't agree. So let's take whether the things that you have described are unlawful. Let's take whether it's unlawful, whether it actually happened, and whether even if they happened, the police have a right to treat the protesters that way. So I was there on Saturday. The police were the ones who blocked the stretch. Actually, when I was going I had to park and take an Okada from airport because the police were not allowing us to, even though I had said that I was counsel for the protesters. It was the police that had barricaded the stretch from airport leading up to the 37. So, and there's nothing, it was the police, but actually, this is personal experience, like first-hand information. When I got there, it was the police that had blocked everywhere. It wasn't the protesters. That's the first thing. The second thing is, we are tunnel visioning. That's what is happening here. So let's take a step back and let's look at the bigger picture. What actually happened? 3 months ago, the police were notified that Democracy Hub wants to hold a demonstration. 3 months ago, a day before the demonstration, the police goes backdoor, sneaks to get an ex-parte injunction. They could have gone on notice to afford, if this was in good faith, they would have gone on notice to afford democracy have the opportunity to tell the court that, oh, this and this and this are the reasons why we want to hold our demonstration. If this was in good faith, they would have done it in the 3 months ago. They could have done it 2 months ago. They could have done it early this month, but they waited and did it a day before. So this you see, when somebody engages in bad faith, we begin by assessing the other side's response to the bad faith. We do not take the other side's response out of context.
So that was the interaction between Umaru Sanda Amadou, host of Eyewitness News, and Prince Ganaku, one of the lawyers for Democracy Hub. So as we speak, the lawyers would be seeking to go to the courts to represent their clients, who are 46 in number. Comments welcome 054-998-6996. But as I say, it's been a very, I don't want to use the word strike, but there's a lot of different things, you're right. So while the Democracy Hub thing was going on, workers of ECG and NEDCO were also protesting over plans to merge VRA with Bui Power Authority, a few things. So what we'll do is, after the break, we'll get into all of that. What are the plans in place for the power sector, and why are the staff so unhappy with those plans? And then the port as well. Now, the freight forwarders and other service providers for the port say the shipping lines are killing them. I need to make a correction here. So in the newspaper review, we said to clear a container, 40-foot container, it says $1,000, not $100,000.
Oh, okay.
So the story made a transcription error, which I repeated. So Mr. Crown said $1,000.
Okay, because when I heard the amount,
Charlie, it was,
but I skipped a bit.
100,000 pounds. That will just make everything here. So yeah, we have to correct that. So it was $1,000. You'll hear that interview as well.
And even that is a lot.
I'm telling you.
That is a lot.
So the other thing that seems to be happening is when some groups say they will strike, I don't think the government is moved anymore. Because, for example, CTAG, right? CTAG has been striking. I think they did a 2-month strike. And you know, the question is, if people who teach our teachers are on strike and we don't care, do we know what that means for our educational system? You know, because they have been complaining for the past couple of months, and basically their calls seem to fall on deaf ears. So I don't know. I really don't understand. Of course, there are different groups who, if they say they'll strike, the government takes it differently. So maybe because CTAG is going alone, I don't know. But there's a lot of that in the news today. CTAG, mortuary workers, ECG and NEDCO staff. And of course, there is now a coalition against illegal mining, which has issued a statement. I'll read that statement when we come back from the break. They are asking the House of Chiefs to clarify their position on Galamsey. But tech and social media trends is next. Is brought to you by First Bank Ghana. Sending money to Ghana, from Ghana rather, to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, or Sierra Leone has been made easy through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, the PAPS. You can send and receive money from these countries in minutes for business and for personal use. Simply have a First Bank Ghana account. Call 059 69 21 921. That's 059 69 21 921. First Bank, you first. Segment is also brought to you by Telecel. Attention entrepreneurs, prepare to transform your business this September with Telecel as we celebrate Telecel SME Month on the theme Connecting Businesses, Connecting the Woman in Business. Engage, network, learn from industry leaders in our insightful Telecel Women in Business webinar series, as well as the Women 100 Power Lunch. Exciting rewards await you, exclusive gifts, phones, sign-ups, 50% discount on bills, shopping, and group vouchers for lunch. There's also 50% cash back to merchants. Go to telecel.com.gh/business or call 0302 334 040. right, so Nathan will tell us what's been trending since the night.
Well, let's get into the trends. The top 2 positions are taken by 2 related elements, Mensia and Otumfo. Trending. They are trending because, some media personalities from, I think, Media General, Ifia Pokua, Monaguchi, and effectively the entire Onya TV team went to Mensia to apologize for comments made on air. Those comments were perceived by Mensia and the palace really as being disrespectful to Asanteman and the Otumfo. So they went there to apologize, and people have been talking a lot about that apology. And people are also talking about the comments made. So certain comments were made during a TV program, and then those comments found their way to the palace. The palace did not take kindly to those comments, and so these people were also there to issue an apology. Mind you, they were not called by the palace. They went on their own volition to go and apologize to bring peace. Moving on to other things trending, Reoccupy Jolobi House is trending. Of course, it's the theme of the demonstration from over the weekend, a 3-day protest from organized by the Democracy Hub to drum home the challenges or the problems of illegal mining. Apart from everything, what is at the heart of what they did was to remind all of us that Galamsey is evil. And we have to stop it. That is why here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, we've also gone on our own campaign. We are really pushing that agenda. Hashtag I stand against Galamsey. Hashtag stop Galamsey now.
I stand against
Galamsey. We align with the principle of the demonstration, because like I tweeted, you might think that because your friend is doing it, we are being annoying. But think about it, when your food gets polluted, that one, there's no NPP, NDC color.
Yesterday, one of the doctors I interviewed showed me footages of babies born with 4 feet.
Look.
A pathologist, it is that crazy. And he says this is happening in all 5 regions where this takes place. People are having kidney problems.
Thank you.
There's all kinds of things happening in those regions.
And yet some people don't understand why we are making noise.
We will continue.
The time.
But are you trending or you are commenting now?
Oh no, I'm only. It's important.
From the trending.
No, it's important that you also say one or two things.
It's very important.
A few to say
you have to beef it up.
Yes. Let's get into some sporting trends. The name Richard Ofori is trending. Why is Richard Ofori trending? Barcelona's Mark ter Stegen tore his knee ligaments over the weekend.
Okay.
Same thing happened to Rodri. Now Barca need to find a goalkeeper. So Ghanaians are suggesting that if Barcelona wants a goalkeeper, Richard Ofori is unattached. He's free.
He was playing for Mamelodi or something.
He was playing for Orlando Pirates, but looks like they've waived him. So they are saying that Barca, Richard Ofori, go do the job for you. So,
but that's a difficult injury, eh?
Yes.
So when you tear your knee ligaments, you are off for the whole year.
Yes, because you do surgery, the surgery has to heal. Rehab is what eats up.
Is that the cruciate?
ACL, yes, anterior cruciate.
That's the dreaded.
Yes.
Players hardly recover. I remember VVD had one. So Rodri is out for the season.
Rodri is out for the season. He's out.
Hey, then the league will win it too.
Do you have
Rodri's a big mess.
Anyway, so
we go winner.
Anyway, just staying with that hashtag MCRARS is trending, Arsenal trending, all of that also trending. So some tech news.
But Arsenal should have won that game. I don't know. Arsenal should have won that game, but that's another story for a
Godfrey, do you remember was it Bernard? One of the headlines you mentioned about the US proposing a ban on smart cars made with
yes,
Russian Chinese. Very good. So the story is that the U.S. Commerce Department yesterday proposed a ban on the sale or import of smart vehicles that use specific Chinese or Russian tech because of national security concerns. A U.S. investigation that began in February found a range of national security risks from embedded software and hardware from China and Russia in U.S. vehicles, including the possibility of remote sabotage by hacking and the collection of personal data on drivers. And that's coming from Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo. And she told reporters last Sunday in a conference call.
China's EV market, in terms of the cars, growing very rapidly.
Yes.
So we don't have an alternative yet. So I think we'll still buy the China one. So if we don't know how to make things, we'll solve out. Anyway, so that was Tech and Social Media Trends with Nathan.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to banky be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. Me tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Woo!
Nobody feed do, I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first.
C-Tag, mortuary workers, all with one grievance or the other. ECG senior staff, freight forwarders. That's just 5. Before we're talking about the Galamsey Democracy Hub, coalition against Galamsey as well. And then, of course, the NDC held a demonstration last 8 days or so. What's going on? We'll deal with that shortly. But if you're a customer of Enterprise, this is the time to get some loyalty points. You can scan rack up points and score awesome rewards by making purchases, renewing policies, and more through our self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Log into your account, access Advantage points, and start earning points for rewards like airtime, Momo, and more. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage points, because nothing should be pointless. I like this. Because nothing should be pointless. No, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Nothing should be pointless. Yeah. Tell me about Lancaster.
Yes, Lancaster is here. They are the only British uni campus in West Africa. They are giving you a vibrant student experience. You are getting great skills that will help you to be employable. Plus, it's a British degree at a fraction of the cost. So send them an email, admissions@lancaster.edu.gh, or if you want to call them, the number is 020-960-7008. Ashform is here, and they are telling you that your living room deserves class, warmth, and memory for your family and friends who visit. That is why their wide range of sofas and couches have been designed to fit every corner and space in your living room or balcony. Go to any of their showrooms in the big malls, or you can call them on 0243 200 729. They give free delivery, but please be mindful of internet fraudsters. Be an Ashformer now. Ashform, feel it, know it. And Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter is here. It will give your teeth the protection they need and will leave you with 10 times stronger teeth. It's fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Get in touch with any shop. Go to any shop and buy. But if you want to speak to their customer care, call them on 0800 200030, and always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent every smile.
You know what impressed me there? How you mention profluoride without missing it. That thing, it worries me, pound. Profluoride.
Yeah, you just have to breathe.
If I mention 5 times, but we can say profluoride 5 times.
No, after the third one, your tongue will get all over the place.
You know, there was a day I was listening to Traffic Avenue. You know, Traffic Avenue, they have careless time. They were just there like, and they would say, mention profluoride 10 times. Then he said, Jimmy and Charlie. Oh, DJ Mingle and Echo. They were just say, mention profluoride 10 times. Then somebody will call. Then they will also be mentioning profluoride.
Oh man! Look, over the weekend, on a bit of a downer. Over the weekend, I was at Transitions. A friend lost a dad.
Okay.
So we went there. So Transitions, if you haven't been there, you can speak to them if you want to give your deceased loved one the quality mortuary care they deserve with dignity and respect. They have all kinds of great services: chapel, reception service, caskets, quality mortuary care, all of that. Call them on 0302.
They handled Coders thing nicely.
Yes,
they handled Coders thing nicely. So for Transitions there, Charlie. I'm a son.
Call them on 0302 634 706. Your loved one deserves the best. Transitions, the funeral people.
All right.
ALX is giving you the chance to learn their AI career essentials and virtual assistant programs. ALX is Africa's leading tech skills provider. And with these skills, you can be in Ghana and earn some good money working for companies all around the world. The program just runs between 6 and 8 weeks. You learn how to solve problems, communicate effectively, and build strong soft skills and more. Just search ALX Ghana online to apply for the fully funded 100% online program. ALX do hard things.
Now, the Labour Department's first free business coaching program is offering personalized business coaching from experts on how to manage business finances, market products and services, and expand customer base. Now, this program is absolutely free, whether you're just starting or looking to grow your business. This is the chance to support or to get the support you need. Now, visit the Labour Department office adjacent Kempinski Hotel, or we are Tema behind the Tema Sports Stadium complex. The initiative is co-funded by the EU and the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development. Call 053 916 5608 or toll free 0800 600 300. All right. So, Goffred, can you list the the various groups that are not happy this morning.
NCC is not happy.
NCC, that's the National Commission on Civic Education. This is
Teu,
their divisional staff
yes,
union.
Teu Fusag is not happy.
Oh, Teu Fusag too is inside?
Yes, Teu Fusag is not happy.
And then I think there's also CITAG.
CITAG is not happy.
Which is the College of Education Teachers.
Yes.
So that's number 3. VRA senior staff.
VRA and NETCO staff.
And these are all for different reasons.
Yes.
And then there's also mortuary workers.
Yes, mortuary workers.
Then there's also freight forwarders.
Yes, so let me give you the TEU one. So members of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union in Public and Technical Universities have joined the indefinite strike by the Senior Staff Association, University of Ghana, and the Federation of Senior Staff Association of Ghana. The names get confusing, though.
TEU Fusag.
Yes.
TEU is the Tertiary Education Workers
Union. Yes.
And then Fusag is senior staff.
Yes. It is said was as a result of a number.
The best one is this TUTAG.
TUTAG, yes. Now, then issues include the non-implementation on the part of the controller and Accountant General's department to implement the negotiated and approved vehicle maintenance and off-campus allowances to its members, even though an approval letter for implementation of such was issued by the Ministry of Finance the 2nd of August. The other issue, it said, had to do with the unfulfilled promise by government to calculate and pay members their Tier 2 interest that had accrued from the delayed payment of the Tier 2 deductions to its scheme from January 2010 to 2016.
So this is government failing to pay. This
now,
seems to be the trend that runs through all the others.
Yes. Now, if you go to the NCCE, for instance, who announced their indefinite strike from the 18th.
Wow.
Yes.
So it means that in a critical time when we have need to do pre-election work, NCC do a lot of civic education. Indeed, we partner with them sometimes on these parliamentary debates.
Well, on their website, actually, they did something on the 21st. They did a national dialogue on PCV.
So some of them are working.
Damongo.
Because the statement suggests that the Divisional Executive Council of the NCC Division of Public Sector Workers Union are the ones who decided.
Yes, so the decision is in reaction to the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's failure to resume negotiations after a 7-day ultimatum issued by the union during their last meeting. And Rebecca Colcraft, nice name, the divisional chairperson, stated that the union submitted proposals for negotiating allowances for NCC staff to the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission in May 2023. Despite numerous reminders, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission did not engage in discussions until July this year, following the initial proposal. Now, if you go to the VRA and their issues, the Senior Staff Association of the VRA, they've been protesting for a while. Now they've petitioned.
Hold on with the VRA. Let me deal with the labor agitations in relation to allowances and conditions of service. So you've read for me the NCC, which is essentially related to negotiation on conditions of service, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Then there's the FUSAG one, which is the same.
Yes.
Allowances and the rest of it. What about the mortuary workers, Nathan? What are they saying?
Well, they are here. They've put out a statement or a notice saying that from the 26th of September, they will exercise their rights as guaranteed in the Constitution by withdrawing their services. Now, they want to press home some demands, and they say that there are 4 of them. 1, provision of adequate personal protective equipment. They have salary arrears going back to 2020. They are requesting for financial clearance for the employment of just 500 mortuary workers. And then the 4th one, COVID-19 bonus for mortuary workers as announced by the President of the Republic. Okay? Now, they say that if by the set date, which is the 26th of September, nothing happens, then they will, proceed to withdraw their services. And they have copied a number of, relevant bodies here. So the Honorable Minister of Health is here, Employment and Labour Relations Minister has been copied, National Security Minister as well, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, the Chief Director or CEO of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission is also being put in copy. The Executive Secretary, the National Labour Commission, and Registrar, Mortuaries and Funeral Services Agency, and all members of the Mortuary Workers, Hearse Drivers, and Undertakers Association.
So I will get the response of the Fair Wages shortly. So it seems to me as if we have to separate the issues. So for NCC, for CITAG, TEU, FUSAG, it's all fair wages related. All right. So it's more conditions of service, allowances, salaries, and those things. But the freight forwarders are on a different tangent. They are saying that the shipping lines are not being fair to them. And so I want to bring you an interview that we had on Eyewitness News with Mr. Alex Asiama, who is the first vice president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, who are talking about exploitative practices of shipping lines operating in the country.
This one is got to do with the shipping lines and their borrowing charges, fees and charges in our ports. And so this has been done by all freight forwarding associations, the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, and then ACHAC, the Association of Customs House Agents, and also all traders, importers and exporters in Ghana. And so this is what it is about. It is against the shipping lines of Ghana and how we have been treated all this while.
How have they been treating you?
So, Maru, to cut a long story short, you see, when you pay freight into this country for any cargo, every shipping line that comes into this country knows the custom of the port, that this is how much deep dory I'm going to pay, this is how much handling charges is going to cost, this is how much fuel is going to take for me to bring these boxes to Ghana. All of this is factored into the freight, okay? So when they get to Ghana, the agreement on these bills of lading says, look, take my box to a container yard. So from container yard to container yard. So once the boxes get here, we are done. The Ports Authority handles it, we pay them, and then that's it. Our freight should take care of it. But no, it doesn't end there. Now they are taking all these fees from us, and they keep coming up with new ones every day. There's a short history behind it. Back in the 80s, when our ports didn't have, the right equipment to handle, containerization, the minister at the time, I think this was in Kwesi Boche's time, gave them a certain leeway that, okay, if they were going to use their own stevedoring companies, then we should allow them to charge a small fee, because then it was going to help us decongest the ports. And so that was fine. Fast forward, that thing, that $10 fee or so that they were given, that leeway they were given, has metamorphosed into a whole new thing, and it's become a major source of business for them. And these fees, we know, are illegal. It will cost you almost 1,000 USD to pay, just to release a 40-footer container from a shipping line now. Why is that so? And then they have all these hidden strange charges, empty container fee, transport charges, cleaning charges. It is not right. And this has to stop.
So your demonstration is not against government, it's against private companies.
This is against the shipping lines.
Why don't you boycott them or possibly go on a strike? That would work better than going on a demonstration. Explain to me how a demonstration can help fix this, please.
So we are calling the attention of, okay, Ghana is a sovereign state, and so our laws should be able to stop them from doing so. But then they have gone behind all of that and doing what they want to do. Okay? So boycotting them is another thing. Why would you boycott them? You go out, you want to ship something, a company picks up the thing. You have paid for it. He comes here and turns around, holds your hand behind your back because he knows your goods are still in his custody, and says, I won't give it to you unless you pay me these charges, which we know is a double charge. He's already charged you for it.
Can they explain that is a global economic challenge that is making them do this? Would that not be a good explanation?
No, that is not the reason. Even the US of A has actually stopped them. If you go online and check out, there are a lot of countries now that have going against the shipping lines because of these, false practices. Okay? It is time we stop this thing. It is not right.
Next question would be, who regulates your space, and what have they said or done about this?
Okay, so all of this comes under the purview of the Ministry of Transport. We have done several. Look, my predecessors, I should say maybe about 4 or 5 of them way back, if I don't have to mention names, I have several letters on files there that will show we have made several attempts at doing this. One day they are asked to stop it, the next day they are back on it. And so, look, the time has come. Somehow, this has to see the end. You understand? We have to see the end of this.
Tomorrow you're going to demonstrate, and then what next?
So it's going to be a continuum, because at this point, my favorite musicians, McFadden, will say, "Ain't no stopping us now." We have to see the end of this thing. At some point, it has to stop. Okay, it cannot continue, because this is actually hurting the Ghanaian economy. Look, all these monies, these guys do not work on weekends, but they will charge you demurrage fees for weekends. You can imagine if your goods arrive on, say, an Easter Thursday, then forget it, because if they're giving you 7 days free for demurrage, they are not working on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All of those things will be factored into the 7 days that they've given you. You understand? Which is just an unfair practice, because we have the laws of Ghana actually tell you how days should be counted when it comes to business. They have forgone all of that. They are they're using exchange rate differentials, which are not, offered by the Bank of Ghana. Every week, the Bank of Ghana says, okay, this is the rate that's going to be. They ignore that rate, and they have their own exchange rates that they take. What happens to all these monies that they collect? At the end of the day, they change all the monies, they mop up all the USD, Forex in the system, and it's taken out of the country. This is, has a very huge blot on our Forex issues, and we've asked government severally to look at this and investigate it. It's a serious matter, my brother.
So that was actually Eddie Akron, not Alex Asiama, as erroneously said. So Eddie Akron is the former president of the Institute of Freight Forwarders. So that's one side. Now there's been a response. So, okay, let me put it properly. There was a response to the NCC notice to embark on strike from the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. And the Fair Wages basically say they've taken note of the announcement by the Divisional Executive Council of the NCC, of the PSWU, of the TUC, to embark on a strike beginning Wednesday, 18 September. Now, the Fair Wages say they regret the decision by NCC division to embark on this strike, particularly at a time when negotiations are still ongoing. So this is quite interesting. And then they give a chronology of events listing 5 separate things. So July 23, pre-negotiation meeting. July 23, government team consisting Fair Wages and NCC, met NCC staff. August 1, among other allowances, an agreement was reached on the professional development allowance. Another meeting held September 4 to continue negotiations, where Fair Wages presented counter proposals on the outstanding items. And then, while the Fair Wages was engaging the Ministry of Finance to obtain a new mandate, the Divisional Union served notice to embark on a strike effective September 18. The Commission wishes to state that it has been engaging with NCC division of PSW in good faith as part of the negotiation process to conclude the negotiation on the conditions of service. And they have not employed any delayed tactics as described by the union, but have been engaging the union since the rules of engagement were signed. So the Commission remains committed to the negotiation and urges the NCC's division to reconsider the decision to embark on a strike, and they want to assure the public that it will continue to engage. So signed by Emilia Enin, Head of Public Affairs. So just to put this in context, NCC staff started a strike on Wednesday. Fair Wages say the strike shouldn't have happened and that they are still engaging. The last one we haven't mentioned is CTAG. I don't know if you have that story. It's on citinewsroom.com. I just want to understand their problem, because it looks as if this will be their second strike in as many months. And I don't know why they are not getting the attention they deserve.
In August,
because they had struck with unpaid allowances.
Yes, and they reached an agreement.
So, sorry, say that again.
They reached an agreement in August.
So why are they going on strike again?
This is what I'm surprised
CITA threatens to strike again of unpaid allowances.
When is this?
This story is today. So let me read it for you.
Because on the 19th of August, they reached an agreement to end the strike.
Well, let me read the story here. The College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana is poised to embark on a fresh. This one is fresh. Fresh. That is a bit funny. A fresh strike next week, following the conclusion of nearly 2-month-long industrial action. According to CITAC, the decision arises from the government's continued failure to honor prior agreements. So the agreement you read has not been honored concerning the allowances. Dominic Owusu, spokesperson for CITAC, said he's frustrated over the situation, stating that despite assurances from government, the promised allowances remain unpaid. He emphasized that the upcoming strike is intended to compel meaningful dialogue and achieve a conclusive, satisfactory resolution to the members' demands. Now, the timeline that we agreed upon, which the strike was called off, has still not been done. Now, they promised us that by the first week of September, we would have gotten the offline data coming into the college. And then every member in the College of Education will see where we've been placed by the way of migration and also check our biodata. But as I speak, we don't even know why they hide the migration offline data. Also, they promised us that when the strike is called off by the end of August, we were going to get the all year round compensation for work done in 2022. But as I speak to you right now, we have not received our money.
And when was this?
This is this weekend they were talking to us. They said they called the strike end of August, hoping that in September this will be agreed, the agreement will be honored, but it has not been honored. They keep telling us that the money will come in their Give Me's account, but it keeps disappointing. And as I speak to you now, we have not gotten our money. This is why we are saying if by the end of this week nothing is heard, we are going to have a full-blown strike. So, gentlemen, is this
but
election fueled worker agitation, or is the government also just being, Charlie, we are tired, so you can do what you do? Because there's a lot of strikes, a lot of things.
Yes, I mean, it is. And a lot of these worker unions have, let's not forget that it's not like 2024 is the only year where workers have gone on strike. In the last, let's say, 2 years or so, let's say between 2022 and now, a number of worker groups have gone on strike to press home demands over either unpaid salaries, wages, conditions of service, all of that. But I also think, and like you said, I think the election factor heightens the strike factor by, say, 5. Because it is an election. So when you drum home the demand, the expectation is that there's a certain fear that if we don't satisfy these people, it will cost us in an election. So the assumption or the thinking is that if we go on a strike in an election year, it will compel government's hand to act and make us happy.
But don't you think the government is become impervious?
Yes, I was also coming to that. I would say impervious. No, I think it's rather obstinate and stubborn.
That's more the word you want to use.
Yes, I won't say impervious.
Because the reason I hesitate to go that route is that the issues are different. So the CITAC issue clearly...
It's a condition of service issue.
And the people agree to call off the strike, government hasn't paid. The NCC one looks a bit more nuanced, because when I read the statement from the Fair Wages, I was like, wow. So Fair Wages says the negotiations are going on. So why are you striking in the middle of a negotiation? Mortuary workers, you read the statement.
Yes, they also say that they have lots of things owed them.
So it's still outstanding government. So is that going to have money?
Well, government has to tell us.
Because don't forget, when it came to the roads, the government said it was debt exchange. So, but when it comes to, and you see,
some of the things in the...
You cannot tell workers you don't have money to pay them. When you release money to do drip, for example, do you get it? I know that they are from different accounts. But the truth is that workers will always ask for their pound of flesh.
Yes, they will.
So, I don't know if... And where's the labor minister in all this?
He has
where's
to
the
say
labor minister in all
For me,
this?
for the mortuary workers, I'm even more concerned because they are talking about things like PPEs.
And they say they won't... Do you know what it means mortuary workers don't work? No, it's a serious situation.
Think about it. PPE, salary arrears going back 2020, and then COVID-19 bonus.
Hey, so 2020 matter.
Yes. So following the very regular fellow Ghanaian updates that our president was, he gave during the time, and he announced a lot of the things. It looks like for mortuary workers, per this notice, they haven't also received their share of the goodies because the COVID-19 bonus is outstanding.
I know that the longer it gets, the more difficult it is to pay. But so let's speak to somebody talk me about.
Just say if you go to the VRA workers, they are now talking about this proposed bill to merge all the power management entities into this one thing, and they are not sitting comfortably with that idea at all. Okay, so they have also been...
I think that's a separate issue in terms of the way the things we are grouping, because theirs have to do more with something in principle than more to do with conditions of service.
Yes.
But have they gone on strike, or have they threatened strike, or they are just demonstrating?
Well, they staged a demonstration. If you go to Citi Newsroom.com, this was on the 21st. Staff of NETCO in the Upper East region staged a demonstration in solidarity with their colleagues at VRA. Why? Because there's a proposed plan to merge Bui Power Authority with the VRA. Now, the draft bill, which is under Parliament's consideration, also outlines a plan to merge ECG and NETCO to create a new entity called the Thermal Power Authority from VRA's thermal facilities.
And are they worried because they think the company will not work effectively? Is it because it affects their conditions of service?
I look at it from a matter of job security.
That's what they are worried about.
When I look at everything, because a lot of them, if you read several reports from different places, the thread that runs through is that they suspect that this is, or the government is trying to package a new entity and hand it over to private hands, which could mean something for their own job security.
Let's talk to a man who works in this space, Austin Game, Ghana's foremost labor mediation, arbitration, and all those things. Labor consultant.
Was one-time minister.
He's done it all. Mr. Game, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Bernard, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's been a long time. How are you too, sir?
Amazing grace.
We thank God. So, is there a relationship between election years and labor agitations? Because this morning, I've seen about 6 stories. NCC, CTAG, Mortuary workers, TEU, FUSAG. They are all on conditions of service kind of things. Then there's also ECG, NETCO on the merger. So, is it to be expected because we are close to an election that these things are becoming more prominent, or I don't know? What's your reading of the situation?
Thank you. Not necessarily so. However, because of the level of mess up in the economic front and the huge indebtedness of government, the fear is that if they have anything left, particularly because people have the feeling that there will be a change of government, they want the present government to bear the responsibility by paying them whatever is due them before they pack out. Because if a new government should come, they will ask for time, and it may result in all kinds of things. That is normal with a transition like this. So that's accounting for it. But the fact is that the government has not, as an employer, they don't know the difference between the time when they are government and when they are employer. Because apart from being a government that takes things to parliament and do the partisan politics with it, they also have decision-making processes to go through as an employer, which they lack the finance about that, and that is what's creating the problem. Because if you take CTAG problem as an example, they've gone through all manner of things. The boys have sacrificed to go back to work, but government is unable to stay with the payment plan arrangement, and that's what is making them go back. And all other things are quite similar. They are reneging on their, responsibility as an employer and thinking they are always to be treated as government. I think that's where the unfortunate thing is happening to all of us.
Without going into the specifics of all of them, the CTAG one strikes me as quite interesting, where they've been on a 2-month industrial action, culminating in a meeting sometime end of August, where an agreement was reached, hoping that payments will be made in September. Today is 24th September. They haven't received anything, and therefore they are going back to strike. I mean, it's a bit odd, right? After 2 months strike, agreement is reached, nothing is paid. You've mentioned the economic challenges, but is there also a sense in which it's like the government is either overwhelmed or doesn't care anymore? That, because this is this is College of Education teachers who train our teachers. And if for 2 months they haven't worked, and then they are going to go on another strike. I mean, imagine the effect on the educational system. So what's your reading of government's mind in all of this?
Yeah, like I said, there is a mix-up. They don't know when they are to treat working people as employer-union worker relationship, which is very, very important. And when they expect people to treat them as government. As government, you deal with political activities, go to parliament with your rules, your laws, and see to how your plan and activities are. But when it comes to industrial relations, the human resource management practices is purely out of government, and you must treat it as an employer within the confines of the Labour Act and the ADR Act and all of that things, and respond to the National Labour Commission and so forth and so on. That's why, apart from the president, who cannot be summoned by the National Labour Commission, from the vice president to, if you like, chief of staff, all other persons can be summoned by the National Labour Commission to appear and to account for their stewardship and the poor relationship that may exist between them and the workers. Unfortunately, they don't know the fine, thin line between that. Particularly all these 8 years, they've not been able to address that, and I think that is what is accounting for it. I'm thinking that we'll have a little bit more upheaval, if they don't respond, particularly to some of these things, plus the kind of situation we have, even though that is more of political, the Galamsey thing, and the election, blue brouhaha, and all that, it to be a very devastating thing on our hands. I hope they'll be able to address this one within the next 3 days, 4 days. Otherwise, it will be very, very dangerous on our part.
Now, the Labour Commission the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission seems to be caught in the middle of this. So, for example, on the NCCU one, on 13 September, they sent out a notice for intention to embark on a strike. And their reason was that it's clear to them that the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission is not ready to negotiate in good faith and was only employing unnecessary delay tactics to frustrate the process. So they gave the notice that by the 18th, they will go on strike. The Fair Wages Commission responds on the 17th, expressing surprise at what the NCC staff are saying they have not employed any delay tactics and that the negotiations are actually going on. So the question for you is, many years ago, we didn't have Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. It's been created to help solve problems of labor agitations. Is there a sense in which it's been caught in the middle where, because it is representing government, it's not really a fair arbiter? I don't know if I'm putting the question correct, because somehow people see either Fair Wages or Labour Commission as government. So they may probably never be right in the eyes of workers. But in this particular case of NCC staff, they say the commission is frustrating the process. The commission to say they are open to negotiation and therefore the strike should not happen. But the strike has happened nonetheless. Again, how do you assess the role of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission first and then the Labour Commission secondary?
Maybe for your sake and your station, let me be very clear. I have led nurses. I am a consultant to the nurses. I go with them to Fair Wages. I represent a number of government, unions at such meetings. Fair Wages and Salaries Commission don't have authority. Unfortunately, even though they are supposed to be under the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations, which is the right place to be, Ministry of Finance arrogates to itself the authority to direct whether they should give A or B or C. And so Fair Wages has never been able to get to a meeting and have a real authorization to negotiate. Negotiation, maybe that's another story altogether. They are not maybe negotiators. They represent political interests there, except, of course, the only body that is a bit, a little better is the National Labour Commission. They can wiggle themselves out sometimes because they invite all these people, they appear before them, and they're able to stand their grounds so far, even though not entirely, beautiful as we expect it to be, but it's much better. But fair wages, they are caught up between the devil and the deep blue sea. They don't really know sometimes what to do, because the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations is supposed to be the mother of all ministries. Every ministry must appear before the minister. He is the minister of ministers. People don't know. Unfortunately, because they are not taking them seriously, that is why Ministry of Finance seem to be the one in the forefront because of so-called economic circumstances we find ourselves in. So fair wages is really in trouble, and there's a lot more such things. We have been holding some of the people from taking the action, and otherwise we'll have thousands on our hands every day.
The last one is the mortuary one, which I find quite, it's serious, but I didn't even know there was such a strong mortuary workers association, but it turns out there is. 17 September, they sent a notice of closure of all mortuaries. Now, I suspect mortuary workers are essential service because mortuaries are quite essential. And they, again, wrote to the specific ministries, health, labor, and national security, that they were going to exercise their right in withdrawing all services from 26th September. So that's in a few days' time, because of provision of inadequate PPEs, salary arrears dating back 2020. Request for financial clearance for the employment of just 500 mortuary workers, and then COVID bonus. This seems like very dated issues.
Yes.
How did we get here? Mortuary workers. I don't know if there are that many.
Yeah, and it's a powerful union, not just an association. It's a union as well, and they have a very articulate leader, somebody who is well read. He understands and knows his left from his right, and if they don't take him serious, these are the consequences they will suffer. And it does appear that because we're talking about after people are dead, we assume that it may not be. But they are even more dangerous than lab people going on strike, because you can't store any dead body. You can't remove them from the hospitals when the people are dead, and so forth and so on. And when it happens and it escalates beyond acceptable level, we'll have epidemic on our hands. So I know the gentleman who is their general secretary. If they don't take him serious, these are the things you will get. He has warned them, and they've been patient since 2020, including their COVID money. Of course, you and I pay COVID levy anytime we buy something. And so clearly we have no excuse not paying them, even though we are hard up as a nation. I don't think that we've been very fair to them. They will do it if they don't take them serious.
Can we predict that whoever wins the election is going to inherit a lot of labor issues? Because they
certainly will inherit catastrophe. Let me put it bluntly. And financial catastrophe, economic mess. This we don't have a nation. We are 67 years backward, and but we need somebody with experience and a steady hand to be able to steer it and to have a national conversation around these subject matters. So certainly it's a burdensome thing, and we must accept that we have a burdensome economic mess on our hand. This debris cannot be cleared in 5 years, and so people will have to understand and appreciate the challenge that lies ahead of the nation. And particularly so when I see your station doing a real yeoman's job, when we have this terrible, awful Galamsey problem on our hand. It's not just about talking. The reality is that people will die mercilessly as a result of this Galamsey situation, whether we like it or not. And so that's why I support that it must be banned immediately, and then we won't wait for election. We must have a national conversation almost immediately for my friend Nanado to get seated and be clothed with this burden before he leaves the office. It's very important.
Thank you, Mr. Osingame. Always good talking to you. Labor consultant, former Minister for Labor many, many years ago, capturing everything so nicely. So I think the conclusion is that the next 5 years are going to be very difficult years economically. We all need to get our hands on the wheel, and the Galamsey problem has to be addressed head on. He supports the Stop Galamsey, and he thinks we shouldn't wait for elections. We should stop the wanton destruction of our water bodies immediately. So that was Osingame. Thank you for that. Time check is 8:56. Read a few comments. And just remind you again that this Saturday is the big day where we have over 45 corporate entities coming to converge on Eden Heights to take part in the Citi Business Olympics. And it's going to be a fascinating time of competition, of collaboration, flexing muscles, every sinew, testing the will of companies and the executives and their determination to outperform their rivals. Over 15 different disciplines, including 7-a-side football, basketball, volleyball. We have tug of war, arm wrestling, lime and spoon race, sack race. And then there's also indoor games. We have the arm wrestling. We have table tennis. We have Scrabble. We have chess. All of that plus lots of fun, lots of food, lots of friendship. Eden Heights Sports Complex wager. Call 0558 973 973. Get those numbers in. Get your team registered. Make your payment and be part. Sponsored by Piva Beverages, Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Bethel Logistics, expert in shipping, logistics, and Lozati Lozenges from Unicom Chemist. And if for nothing at all, you can also spend some time checking out the beautiful precincts of Eden Heights. Eden Heights. It's in your side of town, you know, the western part, as they call the bawicious places in town. You know, it's funny how people live in and around the same area for long. Mm-hmm. So I have more the Legon side. The Legon side. I have more than someone's side. And it's funny, yesterday I interviewed a prof who used to teach at Legon, and he says now a lot of them live either at Denta, Oyarifa, Salibotwe, or you know, Oyibi. They stayed in the hood. Yeah, or Achimo. Or some of them moved towards Dome, Achimota. A lot of people who are Legon people moved to that side. And then you, the Martin de Porres people, you say Benedict, you move to McCarthy Hill, Wayjag, Bawe. It's like, but funnily enough, that's your neck of the woods. No, funnily enough, a lot of my generation of mates moved to your part of town. It's the effect of Legon on them. Because when you come to Legon as a university, you get close to Medina. You know East Legon. No, that's even before. Seriously? Yeah, because like I had a lot of friends. Oh, not your Legon mates. Your Martin the Porres mates. Like, okay. A lot of them used to live around the Dansman Snip Flats. Then the Denta Snip Flats came and they moved. So a lot of them moved towards that. Where were their parents working? I don't know, but a lot of them ended up in your neck of the woods. Because I know my Dansoman people are still Dansoman people. Yes, quite a few. They don't want to move from quite that area. A few. They are just when they get a house, they want to get to. Yeah, so McCarthy like you Hill. Have them North Kanishi, yes. Odoko, yes, McCarthy Hill, yes, Sakaman. They don't understand the Adenta Medina issue. They don't get it. Yes, yeah. I don't get your side of town. Yeah, we also don't get your side of town. And I don't get As for La Paz, the least said about
So I think they're better. Nathan's neck of the woods.
Risk course.
So hold your gun.
I will see.
Hold your gun.
But the good thing is that the good thing is that no matter where you're from, you can meet us at Wager for this. And look, I think Eden Heights is now the new is the new version, because those snit flats and things, they didn't have all these facilities. It was just like they just built the house. But Eden Heights, if you go there, there's a whole sport complex, and if you are within the Heights, you can take part in. You can actually register as a member of the gym. And to be fair, this is supposed to be basic, right?
Yeah.
In any serious developed country, in almost every precinct, you have that type of thing. But here, it's not that common. But we thank God they've done it. It's a really beautiful place. They have a nice basketball thing going on there, volleyball. They even have a place for squash, and then they have the gym, and then they have the swimming pool. They have the oval. They have the light. You can do night sports. Oh my God, they have big malls in front of them now. So they are in between the West Hills Mall. There's a China Mall too, not far away. I was driving there and I saw another one. They call it EU.
Yeah, EU China Mall.
I saw EU China. Is that the China Mall or is it a different one?
So behind West Hills is the China Mall, and then the EU one that's newer.
So what I want to say to parents is that if you bring your kids to business, what you can do is that you can. There's also eateries, all right. So if you feel like this weekend, what am I going to do with my kids? Pack all of them into the cab. When you come, dump them at the mall, and then go and
have somebody supervise.
Oh, of course. In fact, we will even have things for kids. So there will be like I don't know. They will put some things together for the kids to also have fun. It's a family day out as well as part of the Business Olympics. So it's not just competition. You can come with the family as well. So I want to encourage you to come to that enclave over the weekend and have some great fun. Is there a big match that weekend? What's the biggest match that weekend?
This weekend.
Yeah,
this weekend's biggest games. Okay, I'll just check quickly for you. Just give me a few.
Because
it's a big game.
Between who?
No,
because Man City played Arsenal on Sunday.
Yes.
And who is Arsenal playing next?
I have to check. I think United play either Spurs or Villa. No, United's games.
But we're talking about big games. Why I mention United? We are talking about big teams. Stop that. But don't do fear.
No, but there's Man United and Spurs.
United Spurs.
Yes.
But that's not a big game
on Sunday.
That's not a big game. That's no longer. Let's be brutally frank. United and Spurs is not a big game.
Okay, you asked whether there's a big game.
I was going to suggest that
in the context
that we do a
setup of some kind.
Yes, we do the road show there, but the match is not attractive enough.
No, but that's even on Sunday.
No, what's the biggest match on Saturday?
The biggest game on Saturday.
Saturday.
It's very, very sad that United versus Spurs is not a big game anymore.
No, we will watch it.
It's a mid-table clash at best.
Saturday you have Newcastle City.
Newcastle is no longer. Who else?
Nothing. Saturday is light.
Who is Arsenal playing?
Leicester.
Oh, it's not a big. Who is Liverpool playing?
Wolves.
It's not a big game. Who is which other big team is there?
Chelsea.
And who is Chelsea playing?
Brighton.
It's not a big game. Who is Aston Villa playing?
Villa is playing Ipswich.
I think we'll take the United.
And that's even on Sunday.
Sunday, so leave it.
Oh!
That's on
Sunday. But the EPL is spoiled small. I mean, how? United, Pani. No. But Onana made some very good double save against them.
The next time he does nice, it will be next season.
No. Charlie, you see, stop
After he's considered 58.
Stop that. You see, me, I think you people is anti-blackness. That's how I see it. Onana is actually a very decent goalkeeper. I'm not a United fan. United fans just like
I'm happy.
hating on the guy.
That's not the issue. Not the issue.
Onana is not a bad keeper.
Who has said he is?
But nobody has said he's a bad keeper.
United fans in this country
say they don't like Onana because he has a simple job.
There's one in my house. When he sees Onana, he says, "Yeah."
Stop shots, you won't stop shots.
Oh, stop that. Onana is a very good goalkeeper. It's just that the system you play sometimes exposes him.
Hey.
He's a very good goalkeeper.
This morning, I don't want to deal with you.
Onana is not a goalkeeper.
It's okay. It's okay.
But we've seen his mates. So his mates. We've seen the other goalkeepers in the league. Alisson.
Please. Alisson is not Onana Smith. Alisson is Onana Senior.
That's what I'm just saying that we've seen other goalkeepers. So if we say Onana is a bad goalkeeper,
I'm looking for
a game.
A game
watch
that I can
United
use.
Spurs
I won't
on
watch
Sunday.
that. I want.
Okay, what Liverpool Wolves?
We'll do a setup. We'll do a setup there to watch the games or whatever, because I wanted a big game, but I'm not getting it. So
Arsenal Brighton.
It's serious, but
Arsenal Brighton.
All right, so yeah, on Saturday we'll all be there. Make sure you join us for this very, very important event. Time check is 9:05. I'll do a couple of quick announcements. Then I would find out briefly what the Netco ECG guys are all about, because they are also not happy. They hit the streets. So there were two demonstrations, the one with the Democracy Hub, which we've spoken about, and now the Netco ECG merger. But Omni Basic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing corporate bank, and this was 2023. A bank ready to assist you with our 24-hour state-of-the-art contact center. Always at your service. Reach us on 0307 086 000 and come to any of our branches nationwide. Open an Omni Basic account and enjoy exceptional customer service. Now, attention, all US citizens and US dual citizens. Time is running out to vote in November 2024 US presidential election. Join us this Saturday at the Lancaster Hotel near 37, formerly the Golden Tulip, to register and help make your vote count. So it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. Daughters of the Middle Passage, supported by a rep from the U.S. Embassy, will assist you in the registration process. Support democracy. See you at the Lancaster Hotel this Saturday. Yeah. And get ready for the 4th edition of the Ghana Digital and Innovation Week to celebrate milestones in Ghana's digital innovation ecosystem. We're talking over 6,000 attendees, 45 exhibitors, 40 insightful sessions with the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, the Ghana Hubs Network, and Impact Investing Ghana coming together to organize this very important event between 2nd and 4th October. And it's happening at the Accra International Conference Center on the theme Innovate Together, collaborating for digital transformation.
Picture this, you're home after work, you want to lie down, but the mattress is sagging. It's because you compromise, it's because you decided to go for a shortcut. Go to Latex Foam, where they prioritize your comfort and well-being. They've got great pieces in their showroom, so go and grab one. Call them on 0322008499. Visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Now, there's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market. It's from the producers of Cowbell, and it's called Twisco. It's a chocolate fruit drink made with a blend of premium cocoa powder and enriched with Enerfort. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. And this ad is FDA approved. If you are building, you are into construction, or you in that space, Diamond Cement is here. It's the very best on the market. They've got the 42.5 R grade and the 32.5 R grade, and it's been rated green by the EPA. If you want to buy Diamond Cement, deal with the company directly. They've got factories in Accra, Takrady, and Bupe. Call them on 0244 313 368. Diamond Cement, still hard as a diamond. Now,
we'll be right back with more. Stay with us.
This is the
I actually thought they were speaking in tongues. So.
No.
I didn't know it was what? It's
speaking Chi. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, speaking Chi?
Yeah. No. This is the official Christmas party song.
What does he say?
You say it be Moff we go bring the matter.
Nanu.
Aha. Nanu JJJ.
Nanu no the cover by.
Aha.
It sounds like something else.
No.
I'm surprised. Nobody has changed the genre.
So this is what Agbaja.
So it's a blend of the Ewe instruments and the rhythms with that of the Igbo people of Nigeria.
Okay.
There's some connection there.
Is it?
And then the Yoruba people, all of those things coming together.
Family I'm talking, friends follow I'm talking, Now we no cover by you.
Even control Sky.
Wow. No, I beg you. Just if it's good, we play it one more time.
Oh really?
Yeah. So you rewind it.
We have many things to do.
I know, but this one, Charlie, this is the official Christmas party song.
Really?
We are celebrating Christmas.
No, we are not in a Christmas
September.
The Christmas we will chop it, whether you like it or not. Jesus Christ will born him.
We are fighting Galamsey.
Oh yeah.
We are on strike for our salaries. Yeah. We are voting in elections.
Yeah, for our own sanity, mentally and emotionally, we need to distress more. So I beg you.
In September.
September, October, November. So I beg you, please.
September.
Yes. So just rewind.
Your attempt to bring forward Christmas will not work. This your attempt to bring forward Christmas.
Let's say I appeal to your higher consciousness
to play this song again.
Yeah, again one more time. Yeah.
I have salaries to pay.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the latest one from Stone Boy, bringing time to some 17 minutes past the hour. Let me take you to the other issue this morning, where the NEDCO solidarizing with the ECG and VRA over some plans to merge some of the state parastatals within that sector. So here's a full report from the demonstration.
On September 18, 2024, staff from the Volta River Authority alongside members of the Public Service Workers Union held a protest at the VRA headquarters in Accra, expressing their disappointment of a proposed merger. In solidarity, NEDCO staff in the Upper East region also demonstrated, urging the government to reconsider the merger plan, warning that it could worsen the country's existing power challenge.
Imagine merging ECG with NEDCO. How is that going to reduce the distribution cost? How? So we, staff of NEDCO, Upper East area, we are organizing prayer session, as we see us here, to seek God's divine intervention to save Ghana, save NEDCO, and save everyone that is interested and love Ghana. So we are here, and we know our eyes are red, and we know
ya ka say ya training nipa bebre whatever engineers a ka ya bo mo ho a omo hwe say tema division no ebekọ so abasore da krubako a wa mo viara amane wa mo yisi jamane wa mo netko amane ne ti ya ne say aban say oba be ka nyina bom baako na ka bom mane no chese problem na solve aban who the yisi for ka tuom ka say yisi jaduma no nko yi a mumpe kwa mo be fa so a aduma no be ko so na nya so be ko bom no na solve problem no eti netko dia ye gina open tea where na shase o where they warm up munya ho hwe.
A draft bill currently before Parliament also includes provisions to merge the Electricity Company of Ghana with NEDCO and to establish a new entity, the Thermal Power Authority, using VRA's thermal assets.
All right, so what is the background to this particular agitation?
Well, the Daily Graphic today reports, and this story first emerged about 2 or 3 weeks ago. In fact, we discussed it that morning and said we'll keep an eye on it.
Yep.
And it hasn't gone away. In fact, every week
a version of
it comes up. And the latest version is that they've taken the protest to Parliament, where they've petitioned the Speaker of Parliament. Now, according to the new arrangements and documents that have been cited, there is a couple of bills that are coming into play. The Ghana Hydro Authority Bill, the Ghana Power Distribution Authority Bill, Ghana Thermal Authority Bill, and Ghana Nuclear Power Corporation Bill, all 2024. The new arrangement to remove VRA from the fray altogether, and this by Michael Quay of the Daily Graphic, and merge hydropower generation from Volta and Bui. Because if you are merging the two, you don't have VRA.
For the Volta, so it's no longer Volta, but it's Volta and Bui.
Yes, so they'll find a new name for it.
So hydropower.
It will further strip the Volta generation system of thermal production responsibilities and merge the distribution channel involving ECG and NEDCO.
So who will be in charge of the VRA-operated thermal plants? That's something we'll find out later.
Now, the stated objectives, according to the bills that have been cited, include to improve operational efficiency, attract private sector financing into the operations of state-owned power plants, minimize financial support from the government, and minimize the cost of power generation, and ultimately the cost of power supply to consumers. Now, the VRA senior staff, however, argue that the proposed arrangement will deprive hydro generation of the necessary financial injection and spark a profiteering venture by private investors, which will ultimately burden the consumer. And the petition that they've sent to the Speaker, they are stressing that the VRA has built and maintains the capacity to manage and maintain thermal power alongside hydro generation systems, and that decoupling the two production systems could not be for the sake of efficiency, for the lack of it. So there's a quote here, for instance, that says, the Volta River Authority, with its level of professionalism and the competence of its crop of staff, has shown beyond reasonable doubt that it is capable of efficiently managing the diversified portfolio and the affairs of the authority. The recent engineering and construction of the Aomaso Thermal Power Station, located near Kumasi, attests to the ability of the VRA staff to turn around the business of the authority and make it profitable, given that all policies are fairly implemented. The decision by VRA to diversify into thermal power generation was based on a professional analysis of cyclical drought experienced by the country, coupled with the realization that the country's growing energy needs could not be met from hydro sources only. This was further buttressed by prudent business analysis of the synergy of a diversified generation portfolio. So this petition is the latest effort.
So NEDCO and ECG also be merged, apparently.
Yes. Now,
VRA will be merged with Bui Power Authority.
Yes. Now, basically, the end game for them, according to what they see, is that the proposed measures are a deliberate ploy to completely obliterate the name Volta River Authority and the significance of the visionary leader, Sajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who pioneered the establishment of VRA from the history of Ghana. Yes, this is according to the petition. The concept that the proposed Ghana, and I'm quoting this, the from their petition. They are saying that the concept that the proposed Ghana Hydro Authority operates an all hydro generation plant within the power operation context is difficult to justify. This is mainly due to the year-to-year variations in the rainfall pattern and the vulnerability it imposes on a power company dependent on the weather and natural events for its operations and consequently revenue. It's referenced specific cases in 83, 87, 1998, and between 2010 and 2016 when the country experienced power outages because the Akosombo Lake level went below the minimum operating level of 240 feet. Quote, and the unfortunate incident of a prolonged drought, how will the hydro authority survive or be sustained? The issue of climate change is a matter of global concern today, and this cyclical drought is likely to be compounded in the future. The threat of desertification and its impact on the inflow of water into the Volta Reservoir poses a major threat to the sustainability of some of the arguments for the merger. The petition said the Bui Power Authority was performing well since 2019 per the 2023 assessment by the State Interest Governance Authority. Quote, the case of the VRA is different because of foreign exchange losses. That notwithstanding, the VRA has been able to meet its payment obligations to key suppliers and has stopped soliciting support from the government since 2020. For example, in 2023, VRA incurred a net exchange loss of 591 million Ghana cedis. However, the authority made a modest operational profit of 287 million Ghana cedis. It further questioned how the merger and subsequent creation of the Ghana Hydro Authority will prevent the perennial non-payment of bills by the metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, address the huge foreign exchange losses incurred by VRA, address the impact of high inflation on energy sector players, and inequity and inadequacy in the payments under the cash waterfall mechanism.
This is a very significant series of bills that has far-reaching consequences for the way the sector is run. We want
Parliament to do a good job on this.
And I really hope they open up for discussion on the pros and cons. Obviously, the staff will not be happy because they feel their jobs are under threat. And I feel like VRA has had people who have developed expertise in the thermal area. And so now that you're just going to leave them with the hydro, what becomes of them? So now you're going to have 4 entities: the Ghana Hydro Development Authority, the Ghana Thermal Authority, then the Ghana Nuclear Power Company, and then the GPB, which is the second one. I'm not sure. It's going to really change the face of the power sector in the country. And I don't know the levels of consultations done before this was agreed upon. I think we need more discussion. Hopefully Parliament will open the floor for this to be properly discussed. We in the media will also discuss it as well. And it also seems to be happening at a time where attention is not on it, because more attention seems to be on the IPPs and payments and the election and manifestos and all of those things. So a healthy discussion is required. We're hoping to speak to somebody on this, but for want of time, we'll just read a few quick comments before we come and talk about the right to information law application procedure to access information and challenges faced by the Commission since the Act was implemented and what they've been up to for the past few years. You've been quiet except Nanwe. You came to be just singing Agbaja here. Smart.
Aloski.
Charlie, what kind of life?
No, I did this. I've been monitoring.
Why are you a monitoring spirit? You've been monitoring what?
I've been monitoring the
discussion. Monitoring with discussion.
You know, I think it's concerning that you have a lot of unrest on the labor front heading into an election. It's not a good sign. It means that the people who have been handling the space have not done a fine job. One would have expected that in many cases the ministry responsible for employment and then also the Labour Commission would intervene much earlier. Often you see the Labour Commission making decisions almost always in a way that seems to support the cause of those in power, and that is concerning. I would pray that the minister responsible for the sector and then related institutions work together to bring about some peace on the industrial front, because really these are not good signals. If you mix that with all the problems we have with Galamsey, the insecurity situation, matters having to do with people not having food to eat in some cases because of the drought, and in some cases the flooding we're seeing in the north of the country. These are very, very troubling times, and the economic situation generally, people are seeing their monthly incomes wiped away because of the situation with the CDA.
And this is a critical week because almost all the people who spoke about Galamsey give the government up to the end of this month. So this week is going to be a very critical week. I heard the deputy minister say this morning on the news somewhere in Akwetia that they were not going to ban small-scale mining. And I think in the past 2 weeks, the discussion has really evolved from just a blanket ban on Galamsey to saying ban all mining near water bodies and in forest reserves. Then we regroup. Even today in the graphic center page, there was a big Galamsey story. I don't know if you missed it. Some preacher was speaking about Galamsey, and I think a lot of people are now joining the chorus. Page 29. Galamsey is satanic. It must be exorcised, not reformed. It's an article by Samuel Asare, a sales professional, and he is basically pointing out the evils of Galamsey and what it's causing. This morning there was a story that we read about the destruction of water bodies again. My friend Edem Srem, who is a freelance journalist, has gone back to Wasey Kropong and Sky. You should see.
Oh, challenge.
You should see what I mean. It is
the level of destruction from the photographs we are
it
seeing
is
online.
Unbelievable.
I mean, traumatizing.
Unbelievable.
And you have a major road.
He calls it pits of hell. A place called Wasa Japa, Wasa Akunsia, and Dadieso. I mean, you think somebody dropped a bomb.
Yes.
You think somebody dropped, and you know the funny thing, it's next to a forest.
Yes.
So there's a forest, there's a settlement, and
there's
then
a major road going through that particular.
It's like a crater.
Yes.
How we can have a country where the leadership doesn't see the need to take drastic action to solve this is beyond belief. There's a few stories to just highlight. I just want to read the statement issued by the coalition, and I'll sort of use that to tie in all the loose ends. So there's a coalition against Galamsey, and they sent out a statement dated 23rd September. Press statement: Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey urges the National House of Chiefs to clarify stance amid environmental concerns and allegations of complicity. Now, the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, with a sense of pressing urgency, has noted with utter disappointment the posture of the National House of Chiefs conveyed through its president, purporting to reject any ban on all forms of mining. The coalition further notes the House of Chiefs' notable silence and its belated position now published. Should this statement be correctly understood the way it is relayed, the coalition knows that the National House of Chiefs has regrettably reinforced and incentivized the rampant and wanton destruction of Ghana's environment and the Commonwealth bequeathed to us by our forebears. The seemingly rather shocking endorsement of illegal mining is particularly worrisome considering the constitutional mandate entrusted the body to act as custodians of the customary resources of the various communities led by its members. In this regard, the coalition especially calls to mind the contradictory posture of the House contained in its earlier statement dated 6th day of February 2024, the one you read. A copy enclosed and that of today. The coalition is not unaware that some chiefs have been complicit in the ongoing poisoning of water bodies and destruction of farmlands in the name of Galamsey. The House of Chiefs' seeming opportunistic posture places this body on the wrong side of history as Ghana fights for its very life. We accordingly call on the National House of Chiefs to clarify its position on the specific question of Galamsey as custodians of the customary resources of the various communities. The House has a crucial role to play in protecting these resources from the ravages of illegal mining. We urge them to join more forcefully the forces of opposition to the menace that threatens the very lives of their subjects and those of posterity. We believe that with the right actions, a positive change is not only possible but inevitable. Signed for the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, which has the media, including Kenneth Sigbe of Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Albert Kwabna Jumfo, GJA President, Cecil Sunkwamils Giba, Labour represented by Abraham Kumsin of the Ghana Federation of Labour, Pressure Group Senyo Hosi, One Ghana Movement, Civil Society Groups Daryl Bosu, Arocha Ghana, and Jonathan Goka, CASA Initiative Ghana. And then it says the coalition is a common platform for all against Galamsey groups to harmonize advocacy and social action interventions in the fight against Galamsey. We believe that Only through unity and collective action can we effectively combat the issue. The focus of the campaign against illegal mining activities is not limited to gold exploitation, but includes all mining offenses committed under the Minerals and Mining Act 2006. And it then goes on to attach the letter from the House of Chiefs that was written earlier. So there you have it, gentlemen. So this comprises professional bodies, pressure groups, CSOs, youth groups, religious groups, media, labor, traditional leaders, and business associations as well. Richard Sky.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot happening in the country.
I know, right?
It's a lot. And
I mean, that was a particularly, with the greatest respect to the president of the National House of Chiefs, particularly disturbing comment that came in from him. We all do know that the National House of Chiefs had earlier expressed serious misgivings about the state of affairs in terms of how we're dealing with the menace of Galamsey and how people were using all kinds of excuses to decimate our farmlands and water bodies and all of that. For the president of the council to come out and say the kinds of things he said basically puts himself at odds with the institution that he leads. Of course, we do know that the fact that
seemingly.
Well, I mean,
because we don't know if the statement is inviting the body to clarify whether what the man said is him or everybody.
Yeah, but we also have to realize that it is possible for you to lead an institution and express a view which may be orthogonal to that of the main body. But people in that position have got to exercise their discretion to speak very carefully because of situations like this. So it is right that the civil society groups in the space are inviting the National House of Chiefs to clarify the situation.
Very important.
Because they wield a lot of influence in the space.
Yes.
We've seen in the Ashanti region a number of chiefs destooled by the Asantehene because of evidence that has been found that they were deeply involved in this particular enterprise, that is devilish enterprise that is killing our country. So if you have that situation and you have a group that is highly celebrated in the country, highly respected, and that group is seen to be making comments that go to, if you like, add fuel to fire, then it is problematic. So I think that the people around the Nana should kindly talk to him so that where possible he would come and sanitize his comments.
Come again.
Yeah, because it creates problems. The law says illegal mining is a criminal offense, and if you are arrested, you should be punished. Now, a chief who is highly respected should not be seen to be making comments that will be interpreted as endorsing illegal mining.
Thank you very much. We'll take a shortish break. When we come back, we'll be speaking about the right to information law and the commission, some of the things they've been up to so far in pushing the frontiers of our democracy. Nathan.
Yes, but before that break though, Eden Heights, that's where we'll be having the Citi Business Olympics on the 28th. But outside, that, you can go to Eden Heights, talk to them on 050-153-1444 and go and see the great things they have there. They've got great 2, 3, 4 bedroom apartments with penthouses. They've got the highest grade of finishing for rental or for sale. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Visit their website, edenheights.com.gh. Latex Foam has amazing mattresses and furniture at their various showrooms all around the country. So walk in there and get to experience the difference for yourself. Don't go and buy a bad mattress. Go to Latex Foam and get a mattress that will keep yourself going. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit them today and sleep better tonight. And Twisco is here. It's 9:38. Maybe you want to have breakfast. I recommend Twisco to you. Get all that goodness in that sachet, empty it into a mug, add water and milk, drink and stir, or stir and drink, and be very, very, very happy. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. It's from the producers of Cowbell, so you are getting a good product. And this ad is FDA approved.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. Stay with us for more.
Is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to take it as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now when Nistika gets here, prizes are here in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Hey, my friend, let us walk quickly and get away from this dog. Oh.
Indeed, we should. Amadu's dog can be wild sometimes. You know what? It is safer to walk away from it.
Hey, this dog won't stop barking at us. Oh. It's even getting closer. Who knows if it has rabies or not? That dangerous disease.
Wait, gentlemen. Our dog is in chains and would not come near you. My husband ensures Bingo, our dog, is vaccinated annually to prevent rabies.
Rabies is a disease that can cause severe illness and death among animals and humans. Rabies is spread through the saliva of a dog or a cat that has the rabies virus when that animal bites or scratches someone or another animal. Vaccinate your dogs and cats every year to protect them from rabies and keep them healthy. Remember, no bites, no scratch, no rabies. Vaccinate your dogs and cats every year. For further information, please contact your nearest health facility. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service, Veterinary Services, USAID and partners.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
941 97.3 Citi FM. The Right to Information Commission is joining us to reflect on the past few months of activities. Stephen Owusu is the head of Legal Governance, Regulation and Research at the Right to Information Commission, and he's here to talk to us about what they've been up to for the past few months. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bernard.
How are you doing?
I'm good by God's grace. And you?
It's fine. You know, in the past few years, we were talking about the need for the RTI law to be passed. There was a lot of agitation, and then the law was passed. Commission has been set up. Things are working, and there's been a bit of a quietening of the RTI front. Is that correct? It's like now that the thing is working, people are not talking too much.
Well, quietening, that I doubt.
Okay.
That I doubt. We've been up to so many things.
All right.
And if you monitor the implementation of the law so far, I think the numbers have been encouraging.
All right.
More and more people are getting to understand the law because we've intensified sensitization, and we are trying very hard to register presence in the regions to get closer to people.
So in terms of what you do, things are working. I was talking about the general media discourse, but fair enough. So when we say right to information, what are you talking about? Remind us.
So we are talking about that human right created under Article 21 Clause 1F as part of the human rights enshrined in the Constitution for every person to have access to information. So we needed a law that would spell out the modalities by which people could access that constitutional right. Hence the right to information Act 2019, Act 989. And as you did indicate, it took quite a bit of time for the law to come into existence. There was back and forth, but finally it arrived in 2019, and Section 40 of it provided for the establishment of the Right to Information Commission to superintend the implementation of the law. So that is what the Right to Information law is.
Remind us of the application process or the procedure to access information from a public institution.
Okay, so Section 18 of the law says that if anybody would like to get information from a public institution, they need to make the application in writing.
Okay.
So in writing also means that you can even send an email. Okay. Now, in your application, Section 18, subsection 1 says that you should describe the information you are looking for. I think it makes sense so that the public institution can find the information for you. And then you need to indicate the manner of access. So if you want it in photocopy, if you want it in print, if you want it in a PDF form, you need to state that in your application. And then aside that, you also need to indicate your name, then your address, and then you sign or you thumbprint. But then where you are making the application on behalf of another person, then there is this added responsibility for you to indicate the capacity in which you make the application. But Bernard, that doesn't mean that if you are not able to read and write, you are left out. Section 18.2 says that if an applicant is unable to apply in writing, either by reason of disability or illiteracy, they can simply walk to the public institution. And there's this officer created under the law called the information officer, whose duty it is to process whatever application for information is received by the public institution and give out the information. So you walk to the public institution, ask to be shown the information officer, then make your application orally. And it is the duty of this information officer to take down your application in writing. And after having done that, to read it over to you and explain to you in a language you understand. But then if your inability to make the application in writing is because you are illiterate, then you need to go with a witness, okay, who will have to endorse on the face of the application as taken down in writing by the information officer. That indeed I was there when the application was taken down in writing and read and explained to the applicant in a language the applicant understands and the applicant appeared to have understood before either signing or making a mark. So that is the application process.
Is there a prescribed timeline for all of this to happen?
Yes. So under Section 23 of the law, this information officer has 14 days within which to make a decision on your application as an applicant and communicate the decision to you in a notice that will be served on you by the information officer. Now, this decision notice can communicate one of three things. One, either after reviewing your application, I think you are entitled to the information. If that is the decision, then the notice will indicate how much fee you have to pay for the information you are asking. The decision could also be that after examining your application, I think you are only entitled to part of the information. Okay, but the law says that if that is the decision, then the notice should indicate the reason why you are not entitled to the other part of the information. And yet again, the decision could be that after examining your application, I think you are not entitled to the information you are asking for, but then there should be a reason. And let me add that the reason could be based on one of the exemptions created under the law. So that means that the law creates certain classes of exempt information. And those are the classes of information that the law itself says cannot be given out.
Wonderful.
So if it is not exempt, then it must go out.
In reflection, or upon reflection, what would you say some of the successes of the commission has been in the implementation process?
Okay, so the commission came into existence 19th October 2020. That was when the President of the Republic swore in the 7-member board. So effectively, operations started from 2021. We needed to put in place operational structures, and from that time up to now, we've been able to do recruitment. Of course, we do not have the full complement of the numbers we would like to have, but at least we've done recruitment. And so far, we've registered, aside Greater Accra, we've registered presence in Kumasi to cater for the Ashanti region and the catchment areas. We've also registered presence in Sunyani. And we've registered, just last 2 weeks, we've registered presence in Bolgatanga.
Okay.
And we are still working hard to get into the region so that we can get closer to the people. So we are collaborating with other state institutions to see how best we can get office spaces. We've also intensified sensitization, sensitization on the act, because that is a very important aspect of the implementation, as you did indicate. So we've toured all the 16 regional capitals, and everywhere we go, we hold a public forum, and we invite as many institutions, public institutions, including schools, including media houses, and even at times the market people, to a public forum where we do PowerPoint presentation on the act, and afterwards allow people to ask all the questions they have, and then we take time to explain. That aside, we've also rolled out institutional sensitization, where we ourselves move into the public institutions to sensitize management and staff. And this has been an ongoing exercise. So every week we move to some institutions. We avail ourselves. We write to those institutions, availing ourselves to come and sensitize them. Last year, and we are repeating this year, we decided to move into the churches and mosques. So as I speak, it's an ongoing exercise where we move into churches and then we move to the mosque to sensitize people. So on the sensitization front, we've been up and doing.
Okay.
That aside, we have also been receiving complaints from the dissatisfied applicants for information who come to the commission to complain that they went to public institutions and were not satisfied with the responses they got. And we've been settling those complaints. We've been settling. I believe you've been hearing in the news that the commission has been slapping administrative penalties on some institutions, Ghana Police Service, even the Ministry of National Security. They've all not been spared. So we've been up and doing.
We are talking to Stephen Osu, Head of Legal Governance and Regulation Research at Right Information.
And perhaps let me add, under Section 60, we have our sources of funding.
Yeah.
So budgetary allocation, obviously from the government is one. Then the administrative penalties we impose, and then donations. No, but our act says that we are an independent institution. So we are very mindful of the need for us to gradually wean ourselves off government funding, so that we do not even create the impression of being under anybody's control. So last year we launched our 5-year strategic plan, and in that we have a plan to get more donor funding, just so that going forward, we wouldn't have to rely solely on.
I was going to ask about some challenges you are facing, but it seems as if you've even hinted to that. So the fact that your sources of funding are not diversified enough is a major issue.
It's a major
because, of course, the more independent you are, then you're able to take on issues. What other challenges have you faced since the commission was set up? Okay,
so obviously understanding the law, and that also came with complying with obligations under the law. This is a law that creates a new regime when it comes to access to information. Before the coming of the law, we had operated a culture of secrecy. So institutions have always not been willing to give out information. So with the coming of this law, it was a big challenge. And we needed to intensify sensitization. We are not there yet, but we've seen some progress. So that was a huge challenge. And it ended up in institutions dragging us to court over some of our decisions. How can you order us to give out information? We have a number of institutions saying we are not even public institutions, so we cannot apply the law to us. That has always been the challenge. So we've been in court with some of the institutions that have sought to say that they are not public institutions. And that aside, when we come up with our decisions and we realize that there was a default on the part of the public institution in living up to its obligation under the law, we impose administrative penalties. But recovering those administrative penalties is a big challenge, because the Act is silent on what is the way forward beyond imposing the administrative penalty. The power is there, okay?
But how do they pay, and who do they pay to, and when do they pay? That's the issue, right?
Okay, so we give timelines in our decisions when we impose the administrative penalty. Timelines within which the penalties should be paid. Initially, the institutions were not forthcoming. Now, let me say that quite a number of the institutions willingly come forward to see the commission so that we can agree on how they will pay. And then quite a number also simply do not respond to the administrative penalties we impose. So we've had to drag a number of institutions to court.
Okay.
And as I speak, we are in court against...
Let's talk about a couple of things. September is an important month. What activity does the commission undertake in the month of September?
So September is set aside by the commission as the Right to Information Month. And we embark on a number of activities. Key among those activities is intensification of sensitization. Okay, and but September is also the month set aside by the UN. Okay, 28th September is the International Day for Universal Access to Information. So over the few years, we climax our month-long activities on the 28th with the International Day for Universal Access to Information. Each year, the international event happens somewhere. Last year, it was in Oxford. This year, it is happening in Ghana. Ghana is hosting the whole world.
Wow.
Okay. But because 28th September falls on a weekend, this year it is being pushed to the 1st and 2nd October.
Okay.
1st and 2nd days of October. And it's happening here in Ghana at the Alisa Hotel. The president will be in attendance, and you have a number of ministers and dignitaries coming from all over the world to Ghana. So because of that, this year we've limited our activities as a commission to only the sensitization, the media engagement, and then the church amongst sensitization. Because we are also focusing on how to make the International Day for Universal Access to Information a success.
So this is 1st and 2nd October?
Yes.
When an election year, finally, what should we expect from the commission this year?
So in an election year, we are very mindful about misinformation and disinformation. So we've engaged a number of institutions that share similar concerns. And we are seeing how to limit disinformation and misinformation. Okay, it's a huge task. It's a huge task, because the social media now controls a huge aspect of our lives. Okay, but then through the sensitization, we try to let people understand that information should be accurate before it is put out there. And when we also try to make people understand that there are offenses created under the law. Okay, so even as you put out information, make sure you do not infringe on any part of the law that may bring you in conflict with the law.
Thank you very much, Stephen Owusu, Head of Legal Governance and Regulation and Research at the Right to Information Commission. Doing a great job there as we oil the engine of democracy, making information available to all and sundry. Don't forget CFAO Mobility, Ghana's premier one-stop shop for all your mobility needs, and the exclusive distributor of the world-renowned brands like Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, and Suzuki. Meeting Ghana's automotive needs with 115 years of unmatched expertise is our game. So whether you're looking for a luxury sedan, a rugged SUV, trucks, buses, or industrial equipment, we have the right fit for you. So get in touch with us. We make your vehicle ownership journey smooth and affordable. We have trading options allowing you to exchange your old car or old model for our trusted lineup. Call us on 0302 742 100. CFO Mobility has it all. Tuesday edition of the show, Citi Breakfast Show. Thank you for listening. The whole team was here: Richard Sky, Dr. Akotobuafo, Nathan Kwao, Caleb Kuda, who has the news, followed by Now Your Corte, with Branch in the City. Let me say good morning to Caleb with the news at 10.
Good morning, Bernard. This is the Election Bureau. Hello and welcome to City News at 10.